just falling over dreams. Now I'm just so far gone, this isn't what it seems. It's taking me so damn long, it's fading from belief. I need to slow this down, it's burning from beneath. Come break this light, the floors in my eyes, holding on for what is worth my life. I know inside, I'll make it up the void, find my way to giants in the sky. Tonight it comes to life.
Okay, now it's working. How you boys all doing? Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful one. We got ourselves more duels for the night. We'll see how it goes over in the EU. Last duels before patch 12.07 is here. I'm actually excited about this thing, dude. I'm excited about new stuff. I'm excited about the new raid. I'm excited about like all the side things. I'm really just excited about like 12.1, right? That's also going to be on PTR at some point in the future. Something I always want to try 5v5s. My join today, you're more than welcome to, Eric T. More than welcome to. Today is going to be on EU. I don't know if Kragar is around. Hopefully he's around. Looks like Saya is making a group already, or Johnny rather. So that's cool. Do I want to move these things? I don't know what happened to my character, but for some reason, like all these things are shown. What, is everything showing up? Okay, well I guess these things, whatever. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm not gonna mess with it. You know what I mean? Molten Core. Do we have Kragar tonight? I actually don't know. I haven't. I literally just logged in, so I have no idea who is on, who's not on. Let me get the mix going here too. Let's actually start with a different song. I'm not feeling this one. Too excited for me. That's fine. Let's start with this. There it is. If you guys do want to join us, let me see if I can post the how to join in. I gotta do a better job of posting that before the stream is up. But here we go. Yeah, your groups are gonna be in the LFG Lorraine's Legacy if you want to join us. Yeah, let's see. Let me shrink the UI because I need to do that, because otherwise the Blizzard UI for spectators is not gonna work super well. Okay, now we're good. All right, who else can I invite? Is Kragar on this evening? Hey, Let me whisper him. I don't know. He's in 12-round arena, so I don't know if he's like doing stuff or what. Erecti? Yeah, get in here. Привет, duel. Let me. Oh no, that's not what I'm trying to do. Okay, let me see if I can message Kragar. See if he's interested, because he might. Привет. Hold on. Look at the okay. Never mind. You know what? Kragar read my mind. Okay then. Never mind. Kragar is good. Hold on. Erecti, I might need to have you join another group instead. Join the one with Johnny and Bayek and Crash and Breezass. Join them instead. Because if Kragar is doing a group on his end, they got the other 5 men going. Join them. Leave my group because apparently Johnny's got it. Yeah, do that. Join the other group. I appreciate you joining mine, but if Johnny's got one, yeah. If Johnny's got one and then Kragar is going to have one, that'll work even better. That'll work even better. That works for me. Perfect. All right. So today, hopefully we'll have some fun with duels. If I want to go as many as I can this evening if possible. I kind of like the fact that we did a bunch of them on EU because NA has duels slowed down just a little bit. So I'm fine just like spamming out as many EU games as I can, honestly. But yeah, so how you joined me is essentially how you join the groups. We just wait until a certain day. Kragar is also going to be rotating his teams most likely, so if for some reason you do dip out of Team Johnny, you're more than welcome to join Team Kragar. I'm sure he'll be taking some fresh new blood. They are Russian, so like, you know, you're not going to be able to understand what the hell they're saying, but I mean, more or less the rules of the duels are about the same, right? You do a /roll to find out the order. I'm sure somebody in Team Kragar speaks English because a lot of people generally do. So communication should not be an issue at any point or anything. I don't know what's going on here. I2Y. Okay, cool. Apparently, Dalaran EU Gaming Guild. There's the 1v1 Gankers duel community. We have like 3 communities, bro. I have no idea. I don't manage it or anything. I just gotta let it sit there, let it chill. Wait, it actually, I forgot the name of the guild and everything. Ready? Beautiful Johnny. Bit dramatic. You think so? Maybe a little bit dramatic. You gotta add a little bit of drama to things. You gotta add a little bit of spice to it. Beautiful Johnny. Happy to hear that, my man. We wait on Kragar. He said it was gonna need a couple of minutes, but I'm sure he's gonna be able to get a group going real fast. Alright, this guy, that's not a great mog. I like the blades. That's mildly okay. I like how the back actually goes with it. I don't know about the cloak. Or tabard. Yeah, this mog is kind of whatever. It's alright. It's just kind of whatever. The TBC set, I feel like it's like not easy, not difficult to acquire. The weapons are kind of good. I don't know. This man is walking around flaunting the mog. I mean, that's a set. I mean, that is ugly. I mean, that is just atrocious. That is ugly. Not a fan. In any way, shape, or form. That yellow banana rogue set is one of the worst. Even this doesn't look that much better. I don't like the color schemes. What is this man trying to do? Where is Talk, actually? He's out here. That's better. I do like that a lot better. That is much better. Yeah, he was one good set. One good mog. I mean, if people are going to be flaunting their mogs, right? I might as well look at them, right? Last duels for 1205. Technically it is, yeah. I don't think I'll be doing duels tomorrow. Yeah, the final duels of the patch, man. I know it sounds dramatic, but like, it is literally the final duels before the new stuff comes in. Yeah. I don't know. I do wish that 1207 did bring in more class changes, but I think they're saving a majority of them. I don't think they're trying to rock the meta. Like, it's not the first time they had like a 0.7 update with not a lot of class changes. They're not trying to rock the meta. I think some tuning would be fine without really changing the meta would be good. But a lot of the meta defining changes at this point are going to be whenever whenever season 2 comes out. What's up, Nasmoshka? How you doing, my guy? Welcome. Kragar should be making a group in a little bit here. Johnny has already got a group. If you want to join, more than welcome to. Try to see if we can get variety for groups and whatnot. I think what we'll do is with Johnny, like every 3 games or so, we'll try to see if we can see if we can get fresh new bodies in the groups. Gotovi, beautiful. Not gonna waste any time. Invite spectator match. Kragar and Johnny Boy 5. The grand 1. I also do not remember how many of these duels we've done them. So I'm gonna go to this. They created. A387. Okay, 387. So 388 would be the play then. Got it. Hopefully I'll remember that. Alrighty. Hurry up, boys. Let's have some fun with 5v5 tonight, yeah, boys? Yeah. Where is the stream thing, actually? I think somewhere else. I do. Weird. Okay, we'll put it over here. Alright, cool. Here we are. Switch. Got ourselves Team Bayek, or rather Team Leo. Oh my, what is that? I don't remember Leo. I mean, normally I know Leo's like, he's got gray hair, looking like an old man, but he looks young again, dude. I like the weapon combo too. I feel like not enough people do this whole like backside thing. I think that looks sick. I like that a lot. Nikki is going to be first up as a survival hunter versus Damocles, switching out to actually still an orc like last time. Big takedown immediately. Got himself the chakram. Trick it out for Nikki. Disarm to follow. Damocles taking huge hits. Shotgun blasting right through him. Man is barely alive. Does not even go for defensive. He decides, you know what? Drop to 20% health. I'm fine. Do not need a rage regen whatsoever. It's going to be a bit of that net slowing him down. I think actually picked up a little bit of healing. Second wind was kicking in at some point. Huge hits out of the Fury Warrior, dude. Anytime this guy is able to connect with the Hunter, every one of those executes procs in particular is absolutely hammering him. You get another proc, another stomp. Warrior picking up a little bit of health. Gonna be a nice proc for Nikki, but he does put the Warrior on ice for just a second. Damocles actually somehow kind of doing okay. Second wind kicking in. Not too many dots out for Nikki. Even during this CC, he's got grenades. Stormbolt is going to connect. Unfortunately, the net, I think it's actually going to stop him in attacks. The net is going to make it so that it's hard for you to really land hits. It does reduce your hit accuracy. It's going to be one more execute. Just needs one good hit. Nikki with a burst. Got himself the chakram. Chakram is not going to be enough. It looks like it is going to tag Damocles, but a lot of his damage is gone. Oh my god, this guy lived it. I thought it was going to be potentially over. I don't know why Blizzard decided, hey, you know, Survival Hunter, they're really good at burst. Let's go nerf that. I don't understand it. Also, I just realized we have 2 Red Pallies on the team too. Somebody's going to have to find a way to take him out, dude. I am hoping to find a way to possibly even out the duels and the competitiveness of a Warrior versus a Red Paladin. Because right now it's so one-sided towards the Red Pally. But I am hoping Blizzard finds a way in Season 2 to make it just like, hey, let's at least not allow Warriors to run around just getting kind of like this and melted behind the pillow by a pally. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it should be a more even matchup. Damocles does have a trinket, chooses not to burn it. He does have a wall. He needs to be extremely careful whenever he uses defensives. Extremely careful if he wants to get himself like a victory here. Because otherwise, Saya, I think, can just play out the slow game and then take him out little by little. Fury Warriors have been able to do stuff with Pallies, but just not a lot. Saya got himself Hand of Freedom, so he can just keep himself at a distance the entire time. Reflect up for Damocles. He's able to stop some of the damage. May need something here. Walking through Consecration. Unfortunately, Consecration is also going to be a free Hand of Freedom for Saya. So as long as he stays near the Consecration, he can always weave in and out of it and move fairly quickly. The Warrior's going to have a hard time slowing him down and pinning him in place unless he goes for a literal spear. Blind right after. Saya catching up a bit of healing. Hodge ready to go. Damocles still has a trinket. Going to be some cooldowns out for Saya. There goes the defenses out of Damocles with a trinket. May need something else on top of it. May need a rage regen. Fear. Oh my god, your health. Shield, reflect, try to heal. Apparently that broke. You got someone else healing you. The green mist. The guy looks like he's going to be able to stabilize. Picked up a lot of health actually, saving that rage regen until a very, very dire moment. Still able to land at least a couple of hits on Saya, but because Saya is making it super hard to, like, you know, get locked down, he always has a way to break slows. Damocles can't really do much about it. Yet another full frontal hit by Saya. And Damocles, again, in a rough situation, does go for that rallying cry, picking up a bit of bar health. Still has some rage regen, does not use it though. I think that might be the end to him. Defensive stance with the rage regen, catching up to Saya with a charge, trying to make a couple of bloodthirsts happen. Does go for the spear. Saya cannot leave it unless he goes for a full-on immunity. So Damocles at least able to lock him down, unable to recover too much health, able to get a little bit. Big stomps on the Saya, unless you get a huge proc on the Pally or a reflect. The reflect does not go for a Hodge. Saya does delay it. Goes for lay on hands. Hodge to follow. Damocles is going to take a whole new set of Dawnlight damage. Shockwave, or Stormbolt rather, to lock down Saya for a second. Disarm is not going to stop this Paladin. Hammers go flying. Damocles backing up behind the pillar. Last second. How is this man alive? How is he alive? I feel like a warrior in most cases would have just went down so long ago. Fear onto Saya. No trinket. Damocles, maybe he could just waddle out of it. It looks like he did also go Zerker's Rage. He was trying to see if he could prevent the stun or any CC. There's going to be a Hodge at some point. Blessing a Saint is going to be a Shockwave, super short. Hodge, short on the Damocles, so he's able to actually reduce it with, I think at least reduce it. It looked like it was kind of short. That or just an orc ratio that I'm just not used to. Does land a couple of execute hits, but they're just not picking up the crits that he's looking for. Hand of Freedom, and Sai is just able to stay away from the entire time, cutting him back into consecration to apply a 50% slow, which also frees Saya from memory movement effects. So right now, Damocles is kind of floundering out in the middle. There's only so much you can really do. Does get a charge, a bit of a heal from Saya. Avatar is available, so at least able to remove slows for like a second. Hodge, trinkets out of it. Recklessness is available. Stun onto Saya. Shield of It's not going to feel great whatsoever. Damocles is going to need some kind of way to heal it, unless you can just break that shield from a distance with a shattering throw or wrecking throw. Whichever one doesn't break the immunity, only breaks the shield. Damocles, your health, bro. Your health does cause Saya to get leapt into, pulled into the spear, blind for a second. Saya has 5 seconds until Hodge is available. Damocles has a big defensive. He just needs to catch up to Saya. Charge, needs those bloodthirsts, has a fear. Stone onto Saya. Maybe hold on a second. I don't know if he's going to reflect for this Hodge. Hodge is going to go through. Did have him some defenses. Fear and Rallying Cry are both available. If he could only close the gap with Saya, he's in a rough spot, man. I feel like this warrior can fall over any moment. Does land a fear, giving him an opportunity to sneak away from Saya. Still going to be a Dawn Light burning through Damocles, so it's not going to feel great whatsoever. Rallying Cry is available. Maybe he can pick up a second wind or a passive heal or two. Is going to be a free consecration. Damocles will not be able to break out. He does pre-Rallying Cry, expecting big damage out for Saya. Is going to go for Shockwave. It is going to be very short. Damocles picking up whatever damage he can, but a Hodge is going to put him in a rough spot. Do you have a heal to follow up? Do you have an escape? Do you have anything for this right now? Because there's going to be a lot of pressure. Saya does get him some Blessing and Sanct in case there's any CC out of Damocles, and Damocles just does not have an angle. Saya is always just staying in range to always keep him in a perfect line of sight. Damocles picking up just a little bit of health, picking up whatever damage he can. Isn't going to be enough. The man will need a heal, but unfortunately does go down. I think that was his G death mechanic procking. Man, whatever Blizzard, dude, I want Blizzard to do something to make duels between red Pallies and warriors more even, because I love, look, Death Knights versus Pallies, Death Knights can break through Pally defenses. You gotta play really well, but you can still do it. It's at least still one-sided. Rogue could totally do something. Monk can burst him down. Feral Druid literally outlives him. But then it's like a warrior, and it's just like, it just feels like bullying, dude. Blizzard, come on, man. Can we get some love for our warrior, boys? Is going to be Saya taking a bit of damage. He's still got Bob. Probably laying hands back up at this point. He has a trinket and a bubble. But Yolters is going to try to see if he can, I don't really know. I'm trying to make a joke with his name, but I can't really think of anything. Is going to go for a lot of self-healing either way. Yolters keeping himself low, but his health's kind of low actually. The spell warning comes out super early, so Saya actually forces immunity out for Yolters before Saya had to. So Saya, if he plays this really carefully, he might be okay. Purple shield thing warrior got? What purple shield thing are we talking about? What's the shield thing? Are you talking about like the spell reflect above? Or are you talking about like the void one? The void one is like an embellishment. Yeah, the void one is an embellishment, but it's like it's up every 3 minutes. It feels like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure what Paladins do is pick up whatever embellishments give him more damage. And if a warrior literally has to pick up defensive embellishments just to barely not die as fast as he normally would, I mean, you know what I mean? That's a little rough. Yolters trying to see if he makes some damage. Saya does go for immunity. Trying to see if he can take down Yolters. If he goes for a Hodge in 8 seconds, he could make something happen. Yolters has a bubble. So does Saya. Actually, might be able to get a bubble out of Saya. There goes the bubble. Does Yolters go for a bubble? May have to. There goes. No, he just breaks out of it. Trying to heal through it. Man does not need a bubble. He's like, you know what? I ain't giving you the bubble. Unless you have to. But do you have a follow-up? Because Saya is now exposed. Yolters, however, will not have an immunity, and Saya actually gets its Hodge a little faster than Yolters. The only way that Yolters would have a way out of it is with the Blessing of Saint. Saya tried to see if he could try it. Wait, does Yolters get the Hodge first? No, blind. Saya has a... No, Saya does not have a Hodge. Yolters can still make it. Oh, both of them have a Hodge available. I think they might just have to trade. Hodge first out of Saya. I think he wins this. I think with a stun, potentially secures the win. Seeing Shield of Enders going to play with it really carefully. Yolters, you still have health, but the Dawnlight is not... It means you don't have much health to work with. Oh my god, yeah, it's over. The first person to... This is why you gotta really... You have a stun, go for it. Don't delay it. You're just gonna get punished for it. You cannot be making mistakes like that. Nasveshka is up next. Saya is still... I think he has a lay in hands at this point, right? He has also... Red self-healing is broken with lay bubble, 30-second stun. It is crazy, though. It is crazy. The fact that Red Pally could just lay on hands and get a full reset at dampening is like, okay, Blizzard. Bubble, when you just use lay on hands or spell warden, is also like, okay. At this point, Blizzard just needs to give Pallies the auto bubble back, and we're basically like... in egregious territory. Like, people thought auto bubble in Legion was cheesy as hell, but I feel like Red Pally's gotten so much stronger since then. And even Legion, they were pretty good. Wake of Ashes has so many good like traits on this artifact weapon that were amazing for PvP. CC breaker, it usually just broke you out of crowd control. You're sitting in a stun for too long, the game's like, nah, no you're not. And I was like, every minute, big coup de grace, side taking big damage, but unfortunately, it does have the layer and he has to reset. Nesmershka still has Shadow Blades. If it still got dance, you still got damage. This still could be his opportunity. I don't really know what much you can do. Evasion may want to use it really early here. Vanish comes out. Next stun is going to be very, very deadly. Saya has a stun in 14 seconds. There's going to be Blessing of Saint. He's not going to sit that cheap shot for too long. Nesmershka better use defenses, man. He's got elusiveness, so evasion would actually give him like extra DR to work with. But it looks like he doesn't have the damage. He needs to get a big coup de grace. Hodge unfortunately goes through. Maybe Vanish last second. No. Punish. This is why as a rogue, when you have cooldowns, you gotta stay in. Hang in there. Blind immediately as soon as Cracker closes the gap. Does have a spear onto Saya. Is gonna go for a Stormbolt right after. Saya is left with nothing. Big execute. Cracker does take it. Unfortunately, we are playing into 11 minutes into dampening. 59% dampening, so you're not gonna have a lot of healing. Cracker, however, is very, very, very hardy. Very, not elusive, but very, what's the word I'm thinking of? Crafty. He's very crafty in terms of how he plays. So he knows when to disengage, when to engage. And I guess the Demon Hunter, while he's at a distance, he knows he's just going to be at a disadvantage. He needs to close the gap. Stun on that charge is unfortunate. Erecti, however, does actually close the gap. Does he have Metamorphosis? Because that's what Cracker needs to watch out for. Meta needs to be stopped at all costs. Big damage. Fear. Trinkets out of it. Do you have a follow-up? He's going to go for a massive heal. Cracker is using whatever defenses he has to heal. Big defenses with Spell Reflected or to reduce magic damage. Does interrupt him on Void, which is huge actually. It's going to be Darkness. Erected Steel could do decent bit of damage. Cracker kind of low on health. It's going to be Sigil of Misery. Doesn't stop him. Defensive stance on the huge go. Does get himself a shield. Needs one good hit. Stun maybe. Leaping away. He's looking for that recovery. Erected, unless you put a dot on him, which I don't think he has a dot. Actually, he might have a dot, but not like a regular one. Oh, massive execute. Oh, weapon throw to take him out. Well done. Does Leo give him a chance? He doesn't want to give Cracker a chance. Even though Cracker is at no health whatsoever, Leo feels like, you know what? I cannot leave this man. I cannot let him out of my sights at any point. I cannot let him recover any health whatsoever. That's how you know Cracker's built up a reputation for himself. Does not want to give him any chance. Feared him, but he can't go anywhere. Does Stormbolt him. Maybe Cracker gets a cheat death. I think he does get a cheat death here, right? I think it's cheat death. Is that cheat death? Or is it? No, yeah, it was cheat death. That was cheat death. He was doing some good damage to him. I still got a lot to learn. Oh, good. I mean, you did really good, honestly. I feel like as a Demon Hunter, you just gotta go melee combo, meta, and then full melee, full blast, just run. I feel like it's a lot of like movement and then reap, consume, and using that combo over and over and over. Leo does pick up a little bit of health with a death pack, so at least he's gonna let him at least like, get some health recovery, but at 70% dampening, there's not so much you can do. And unfortunately, Fury, it says Fury? It says Fury? I don't know how to say his name. The first few letters, Tis, is a little bit hard to say. But this Fury, maybe? I don't know. Fury's getting chopped up, my god! Doesn't play Fury, he plays Arms Warrior, though. Is gonna go for the parry. Leo backing up out of there. The damage that a Frost Death they can do in 0.2 seconds is nuts. My god, that's beautiful. Sai picking up to 10 million. Damn it. Blizzard, 7 million healing. Blizzard, is that a red paladin or is that a holy paladin at this point? Sai or Scragger does pick up 2. Well done, well done. Well done, well done. Bro, somebody at Blizzard loves paladin, dude. They gotta be. They've gotta. It's wild to me. I am hoping to do whatever they do to warriors, like make them a little bit more even with paladins in season 2. I would love to see it. Love to see it. I feel like they've been unbalanced between those two specs, and they've been so like, it feels like Pallies have been bullying warriors for last couple expansions. I'm hoping they roll that back. I'm hoping they turn it around and at least make it like an even ground, at least closer to even. You know what I mean? I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I think like, I don't know, if warriors can't heal, they should just slap through the paladin armor so hard, right? Like the Pally, like if the Pally can kite and stay away from the warrior, anytime the warrior engages and lands a hit, the Pally should be afraid. Like absolutely terrified, quaking in their boots. Like at this, or like maybe Repelli should not be able to hit him from like, you know, the next zip code. How many duels have I had actually? Hold on, what is the number? We can find the number. How are we doing by the way? Okay. Johnny, are you ready? Johnny's ready. Okay. Let me queue it and I'll just figure out what the number for the duels is. Let's do a hook point. Just so I can go searching. Yeah, I'm hoping to do something. Right, there's always a mechanic that a class does that players hate. And that one is the one that like warriors hate with Pally, is the fact that you could just kite them away. Like we have mages. Like we have mages, bro. Right? We have mages. Mages are rough enough, dude. They can kite you for the end of eternity. Hunters to some degree too, but mages in particular. Like let there be like one or two warlocks with their fears and the succubus pulling you out constantly, perma slow with the curse of exhaustion. Like we have enough classes with slows. You know what I mean? Like we can slow down there, buckaroo. How about some new mechanics here? You know what I mean? How about some new exciting fun mechanics for exchange? I am open to listen though. I am open to listen, bro. Because it's just like it's I like seeing when there's a bit more. I also, on top of it, fix Shadow Priest, Blizzard. Fix Shadow Priest. Whatever you did to them for this expansion that's all about Void called Midnight with Xal'atath, literally the ultimate Shadow Priest, and Shadow Priest are in this state. You can't be doing this to me, man. You can't be. Twitch. No Paladins? Are we doing no Paladins, Taka? We might just have to make that rule at some point, honestly. Damn it. Actually, we could. Like, if honestly, if Krager wanted to do no Paladins rule, we could remake the teams, kick the Paladins out, literally bring any other class. If you guys wanted to, we could do that. We could do that. I could ask Krager after this. If for the next matchup for like teams, we could just do a no Paladins rule. Literally no Palas. Because we've done that before. To chat sometimes wants no Pally run. We've done no Rogues run. We've done no Feral Druids run. And Damocles absolutely looks like might be going down. Hanging on by a near thread with that are in range region. Man too angry to die. And Nikki diving into a turtle shell as he's looking for sanctuary away from this powerful beast that even this hunter can't tame. Trying to pin him down with a net at the very least. All he can do is evade him. My god, the amount of damage that goes out by Fury Warrior. He took so many hits and he's still kicking. Disarmed, doesn't stop his fist. Powerful fist to punch in the air where Nicky stands. He's just not in a great spot. One execute, another good hit. Lightning bolt procs. One more execute will do it. Rip. Oh, that trap was so good, but the trinket is still available. It looks like the warrior still had either a proc or a bleed or something. And unfortunately, it's going to be Bayek up next from one paladin into the next. Oh my goodness.
Wait, these boys up next though. No more paladins today. They can come back tomorrow.
I will talk to Kragar. I'll ask him if he wants to, because he says he's going to be reshuffling teams every 3 rounds. So I'm thinking we do these 3 rounds with these teams, and the next time we swap out teams, we do no Pallies. Yeah, how did that sound? Just so Pallies could get a chance to play, and then we could just do no Paladinos. I think it'd be fun. Taco, appreciate so much. 20 bones, man. I appreciate. Yeah, we're definitely going to be going into a flashbang arena after this. The flashbang waking these boys up, bare minimum. But yeah, we'll do whenever they reshuffle teams. I will suggest to Krager, how about no Palas on either team? A big what's it called? A disarmament, mutual disarmament. Let's all get rid of our nukes, aka the Paladins. Damocles trying to see if he can die and dodge away from the nuke that is Bayek. You gotta fear. He having a rage regen coming up very, very soon. He needs that second wind kicking in, and Bayek not able to catch up to him. Pan of Freedom just to catch up. That consecration slow is just so wacky, man. The fact that it frees the Paladin also from slows, I mean, just infinite mobility. It's crazy to me. So it has a pretty long range too, pretty large range. Like the actual consecration animation on the floor, it's not actually accurate because it actually stretches a little bit past those cracks. Just a little bit past those cracks. So you think like, oh, I'm out of it. You're not quite out of it. You know, at least Blizzard has like a specific like, you know, thing on the floor which tells you exactly what the Blizzard is, a reticle. With consecration, it's still a little bit like fuzzy. They did at some point we're gonna give Paladins a new consecration that was really accurate. They decided against it. I don't know why. Probably it was going to cause too much performance issues. They used it in a raid once. It was cool. Stun trade. Damocles, not eating damage immediately, but still is going to sit that stun for a little bit longer. Then Bayek charging in, trying to see if he can pick up a little bit of health. Enrage regen is active, and Bayek knows to try to get away, but Spear is going to be down. Damocles knows he needs to maximize the value of this enrage regeneration, so he spears Bayek in place. Shield Divinus, unfortunately, is going to keep the Paladin nice and healthy. Not worried about his health whatsoever, while Damocles' health is taking hits after hits. Avatar, Reckless is available. If he can somehow just stay on top of Bayek, finally Hamstring Slow comes through, but he goes back into Consecration to clear all movement effects from him. Wake of Ashes got himself plenty of damage from a distance. Damocles with a stun around the corner, leap to reconnect, picking up whatever health he can. Actually staying in melee of Bayek, picking up whatever Bloodthirst and the Impending Victories is probably the play. Rallying Cry, borrowing a lot of health. Eventually he's going to lose that bonus health, but he's in a rough spot. Reflect, unfortunately, he will not be able to have it for the Hodge. If he can reflect the Hodge back at Bayek, I feel like Damocles is probably going to be able to make something out of it. That or Enrage Regen, the next Hodge. If he can Enrage Regen it, he might be able to live. I don't know if he has anything available. Fear is available. Stun? Does he just go for Fear maybe? He's trying to see if he can close the gap, or maybe leap away. He will need something. Reflect up for a second. Does he have any way to escape? Leaping towards the Paladin to pick up whatever health he can, but Bayek is just going to run past him. Hand of Freedom, keeping that Pally moving. Damocles trying to see if he can crawl slowly but surely towards him. Just cannot reach. No matter what he tries, Hodge is going to be available very, very soon. Damocles is not taking the most amount of damage, but the next Hodge with the Wake of Ashes is going to be very deadly. Blessing a Saint. Stop that fear. Didn't let it last long at all. Damocles does eat a stun. It is going to be a lot of damage. Someone is healing him though. I think he might literally have weapon and chance to heal him. So he's literally going for whatever, anything that can help him heal, he's going to go for it. Small shields in between just to give him just a little bit of a breather. 3 seconds on Enrage Regen, so maybe he can just wait. Enrage Regen, Mage come out immediately. There goes Enrage Regen. Bayek trying to see if he can walk away, not give the warrior a chance to heal. Spear down. Blind to follow. It's going to be a Hodge run after Bayek. I don't think there's anything Damocles can do. I think his fate might be sealed unless by a grace of the Titans themselves, this man could somehow escape and catch some healing. He is not in an amazing spot. It's going to be Bayek. Again, not letting any of that second wind healing happen. Making sure that Dawnlight just burns him to the ends of eternity. Standing in consecration, cannot get himself any type of recovery. Damocles has a trinket. He has a rallying cry. I just don't know what this warrior can do. I am rooting. Hodge reflected back. Is this enough for Damocles to maybe make some work? Was able to use his sick warrior senses. 6 cents to time a perfect reflect, stopping the stun from Bayek, using it, utilizing it for leverage, giving an opportunity to hammer in some damage. Bayek just completely reset his health bar entirely. He's back up to healthy. Damocles was making progress, and now he's back into the corner here. Maybe able to go for a fear around the corner. If he can stop any damage from Bayek, he can get some second wind healing. At the very least, that's his reset. Lay on hands reset, shield reset. Damocles at least got himself a bit of a breather. Does have a reflect, I think, available here. Hodge is available. If you can reflect a Hodge for Bayek. Ooh, stun. Trinket said he's got damage. He wants to see if he can lock down Bayek. Can he do it? No spear available. Unfortunately, Bayek with movement immediately. Charge by the warrior. Try to see if he can stay on Bayek. Bayek starts to take some hits. If he can make some space, he can create some distance from the warrior. Create a gap between the two. He is going to take a lot of damage, dude. If they just give warriors like a momentary freedom from slows, I feel like Bayek would have lost. I feel like if they just give that as a PvP town for warriors, didn't they used to have something like that for Fury, by the way? I thought they did. Something to like keep them moving, so the slows at least weren't too bad. Because I feel like as soon as the warrior cannot hit the target, it's over for them. Reflect available. Hodge is up for Bayek. Does he time it? Does he chance it? He will need to try to see if he can line up a good setup for it. Reflect up so Bayek now knows he's actually free to attack. Damocles, I think he's going to go for Zerkers. I don't know if he Zerkers this. It's hard to tell. He's on fire. I can't tell if he's Zerkered or if he just rage. There goes. I think it's a cheat death. I think it's a cheat death mechanic. I don't think he got a heal. or was it a heal? I can't tell. I cannot tell. Damocles through the spear. Yeah, that was a cheat death. He did have enraged regen, but he was hoping to maybe time it before the cheat death goes through. But unfortunately, that's all he had in him. Damn. Not duel between the warrior and the paladin, by the way. Last time we are at 7 minutes into the match. That warrior does survive, but man, there's only so much you can do. So much you can do. It's only a matter of time. Even if you play as well as you did with that reflect. Oh, it is lights. The old test, however, should maybe make quick work with Bayek because he is down on some defenses. He does have immunities. Bubble and Spell Warden are available. Yoltest does have himself Blessing and Sank. No Hodge out for Bayek though, but no blind either. The Yoltest unfortunately will not have the Blessing and Sank for later. Bayek also will not have a Blessing and Sank. There is a stun available for Yoltest. If he lands an angle, definitely could get something out of Bayek. There goes a Hodge. Wake of Ashes, full burst. Does Bayek bubble and try to see if he can save it? Spell Warden first button, regenerating. Since he's immune to oh no, he's not. Some kind of a physical hit does get through. He's technically immune to all magic damage while Spell Warden is active, but something does make it way through, disrupting his heal. So he wasn't able to get himself a free reset. Yoltest's health is not great either. Does go for Spell Warden. Bayek still plenty healthy. At least for the time being. Yoltest has no health whatsoever. He's charging in. Blind, no Hodge for Bayek. Hodge available for Yoltest. 7 seconds. He's got to wait for 7. Does he have an angle? He goes in. Stun. Blessing a Sank. Stop it. It counters it completely. There goes a stun of his own. Maybe a bubble out of Yoltest. Does he have to? Does it need to? Might just need to. He's also so low. Trying to heal through it. He's trying to see if he can fight through it. No, does not go for the bubble. The Paladin spent a global on something else. It did not spend a global on a bubble. Probably was spamming the button. And he went down either way. That is unfortunate. A lot of Paladins like to play really risky with the health. Like, they'll just wait until like, oh, I'm barely in health, barely in health, barely in health. Ah, bubble. 2% bubble. But sometimes like that could put you in a rough spot because if you're really used to playing risky, you're so desensitized to your health being low, you're like, I'll be fine, I'll be fine. Wait, I'm dead. Wait, I'm dead. There's some classes that have been like surprised by Paladinas. Any class with like some random execute out of left field, like a monk, you're like, oh, I'm 10%. Ah, touch of death. Or Rogue comes in, puts bleeds in you, like, I just rupture and remote. Ah, sudden demise. At 10% health. It could definitely take players aback if they're not ready for it. Bayek does have himself mobility. It is a cracker, yet another warrior approaching. So far Bayek has taken down warrior, paladin, now into another warrior. We are going to higher dampening. So for warriors, higher dampening is definitely pretty rough. Definitely a curse for them. Because that, any kind of healing they have, which is not a lot compared to a paladin, literally can self-heal themselves. Hodge reflected, but it's more defensive. Cracker did not have a follow-up, unfortunately, so that could not really do anything off of the Hodge in that situation. Bayek does go for a blind. Cracker super low in health. He's going to go for some cooldowns, trying to see if he might be able to make some damage happen. But again, as soon as he sees cooldowns out of Cracker, he's just rushing out. Big execute. Bayek is kind of low. Hold on a second. Random hit. Oh! Lands it before the bubble goes through. Another Paladin. Tried his best, but he couldn't quite break through him. Shields are up for Cracker. Shields up. Can he live this? If he lets his shields just live there for a little longer, no, it's going to be Leo breaking through him. Cracker is going to have to go for big defenses here. Leo backing up out. He doesn't want to fight Cracker while he's got defenses. Cracker is going to be very in a row spot whenever it's going to be Leo's damage. Very in a row spot. Cracker, unless he can pick up some health, man, it's going to be tough, dude. Disarm. Leap does not go or does not land a grip. I think it was a reflector trying to stop the grip. That's huge. Try to slow him down. Disarm immediately. That is Leo. Still with some coolness, but not really. Is it going to be speared down for Cracker? Does Cracker have anything picked up? Oh my god, I think it's a cheat death. Does Cracker have enough damage? Does he have enough damage? He needs to find a way to break through Leo, otherwise I think he's going to go down. Try to see if he can make something happen. Unfortunately, Leo does go for a death pact just to give himself a little bit extra borrowed health to work with. And he does pick it up. Sis Fury is going to be up next. Had a bubble and pressed it. Oh, really? Wait. So on my screen, you definitely did not use a bubble. Like, it's definitely showing up on the cooldowns there. Yeah, I'm assuming that maybe it's like, maybe it's, I don't know, server tick type of thing. Oh my god, yo, Sis Fury is absolutely getting chopped up. Leo brought out the A game from one warrior into the next, and Sis does survive. Parry was up. Oh, do you have a damage follow-up? Both are low, but does go for a last little obliterate. Leo, unfortunately, no help whatsoever. This rogue is going to go to get one Shadow Strike. Not even, actually, 2 Shadow Strikes. Damn. With Erecti up next. Saya also standby aura for the team too. And we'll see how that goes. Correcti is a demon hunter, so should be able to find the rogue. Oh, the rogues definitely don't make things easy for demon hunters. Oh my god, he dropped the sigil of misery, but he avoided it completely. Just sprinted past it. Stunned from a distance. Does Recti have enough resources? That is a question. That is available. That would be... Oh, unfortunately, that is a blind immediately on the charge. I feel like this is why you want to backflip in insta. You have the angle. Darkness down. He doesn't see the rogue. Yeah, that is a meta. That is going to be gone, unfortunately. He can pick up some souls. He has movement, but yeah, it is going to be a meta that's not going to be able to get any value. Kidney? I mean, the rogue is just burning right through him. Oh my god, every shadow strike literally was caked with an unseen blade for every single one of those hits into a big coat of grot. That was beautiful and filthy. Beautifully filthy. Saya up next, last one left, worse than Smurshka, who just burned blades, so he doesn't have offenses, but he does have defenses. I just don't really know what you do with this paladin. Trinket, gouge immediately. I think you just have to have goes versus Saya and hope you crit. And probably play into dampening, actually. But I didn't play heavy into dampening. Disarm, cloak of shadows. He just tried to see if he can push through. Saya actually taking a lot of damage. The rogue is on him. Hold on a second. Saya with a lay in hands. Felt like it was kind of a panic lay in hands. This Smurshka continue here. Vanish might be the best play here, actually. This Smurshka needs to catch a breather, catch a reset. Maybe a sap. Sap, maybe? Oh, cheap shot instead. Secret technique to follow. Blind is going to be stunned out for the Saya. Nothing else Smurshka can do about it. Maybe just barely survives it. No Wake of Ashes? No Wake of Ashes, actually. That's weird. There goes Wake. Now, Vanish. He still lands the Templar on you even after a Vanish. I'm perplexed with that. I feel like Vanish should let you out, but nah, Pop, it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. Yeah, it's over. He wasn't going to let this rogue out at all. Yeah, I feel like that Vanish was kind of BM, honestly. I feel like Blizz, come on, the rogue press Vanish. That in past expansions made you literally invisible, and at least made it so you can't like target the rogue insta. And then they broke it. I think it was in Dragonflight, if not Shadowlands, where Vanish, and if you were like still close to another person or relative area, they just see you through stealth. Vanish used to make you literally disappear for 3 seconds, actually invisible, even if you had dot or anything. Pandari in particular was really good for that. Let's get us another one going. Let's do a midnight duels 405, maybe 404. Error 404. Not found. 45. Можно I'm gonna ask Cracker real quick if he'd be down to like when we swap into groups to go no paladins. I don't know if I wrote it correctly, but it said когда пересобираем when we swap into the groups можно zero Paladinov, question mark. Okay, he said okay. Okay, he understood me. I'm pretty sure I said my question in the worst way possible. But yeah. Domain. Send you guys into Elysian domain. This is hard? Yeah, rogues are not easy at all. Rogues are not easy whatsoever. Taco! There goes Empyrean domain, man. There goes the domain. Except this one with the 2 paladins, but after this one we'll have no paladins. I'm telling Cracker after this. So Bayek, Saya, if you guys got on your ult you want to play, you're more than welcome to. But after this match, yeah, we're gonna go no Paladino, just so we can have some fun. Because Paladins seem to be very, very counter fun in 1v1s. They just feel like too strong. Like there's not a lot of there's literally not a lot. Like what is a warrior supposed to do against a Paladin? Just live. Yeah, good luck with that. Just catch her up to me. Yeah, good luck with just staying in consecration, just perma freedom while the warrior's perma slowed. You know what I mean? Pallies. Yeah. It's just I do hope Blizzard does something with balancing. And like pallies are not a problem, I feel like in group content. But in 1v1 in particular, they're just like, you guys are nuts. You guys are nuts. Like your average player paladin can just do so much. It's crazy. And then Shadow Priest is like the opposite of that. Even if you play excellently, there's nothing you can do. It's actually so stupid. What do we have? Is it going to be rogues first up? It looks like the Smurshka. You guys are going to have to leave the platform at some point. Yeah, there you go. Angelica floating in here. Oh, that is hilarious, dude. Quarter Hound floating in so graciously. It is going to be stealthy duel. So Nikki and Nasperska, you guys are dueling each other. Hopefully Nikki doesn't randomly like target the Kraga or anything. As long as they stay still over there, they're fine. As long as nobody goes roaming, they are okay. You are facing up against a rogue. Rogue seeing the flare, he can tell. Hunter is kind of guessing, I think, at this point. Gotta be guessing. Don't hunters have like this ability to track hidden? But I don't think that works in PvP, right? I always wondered that. I thought, like, you know, in Classic in particular, it was a pretty strong skill to track hidden. In fact, hunters were actually using that in Decker Duels. When Decker Duels first came out for 12.05 release. They were just like, you know what? Everybody's invisible, so I'm just gonna track humanoids. Oh, I know where all the players are. I know who the Decor is. I literally can see it on my map. It's hilarious. Nikki is going to be dropping down traps for Nasperska. He does have at least an angle of approach. More or less knows where Nikki will be. And if Nikki is careful, their traps should be in a good position where the rogue can't really get an opener. The classic freezing trap behind you, that actually does not work anymore. That used to work really well, but rogues don't need to actually get a melee. Look how much range Nasperska has to attack Nikki just to get himself a go. Blind right after is Nikki backing up out of it, does not trinket. Nasperska tried to see if he catch a reset, does actually go into meld. And that's going to be yet another freezing trap waiting for him. Nasperska knows as long as he doesn't run on top of Nikki, he'll be a-okay. As long as he doesn't step, Shadow Strike, he'll be just fine. He'll just need to walk up to him. He knows. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I feel like at this point, you have to have a couple of traps and you make it a triangle. And then it makes a weird vector for rogues to approach. Big. Oh my god, the damage onto the rogue. He does still take huge hits. That is a vanish. But that, what is it called? The glaive. It was still doing damage, but I think it stopped because it couldn't find the rogue. That is a tough one. That actually could have been a ton of damage. I don't think Nasperska was expecting that burst. That, if you go take down glaive, boomstick, especially if you're uninterrupted, like there's nothing the other guy can do to stop it, it is light. Nasperska does pick up a little bit of health. Camo out for Nikki, so he's actually perfectly fine. Weight and eyes are available too, so you can actually pick up eyes. Position traps in such a spot where it will be impossible for the rogue to get an angle, and always get the opener on the rogue, at the very least send the pet to stop the rogue from being able to get a proper opener. Flare down. Kind of guessing where the rogue might be. The rogue is in the all opposite side by the other eye, but he knows that the hunter is scouting that eye specifically. Everything from the trap to the flare position, all that, it is placed, so he knows as long as he gets a good angle, there's nothing that the hunter will be able to do. Just pick up the eye, he is setting up traps. Just freezing trap. I feel like you want a charge trap, maybe like some other trap. I feel like you pick up the eye. But if you're in a good spot, you see the rogue, you see the rogue, yeah, the pet sees him, hunter's mark. Yeah, at least you're in a position to correct this, so the rogue does go for a step, and he does end up walking into the trap. Big damage. Nikki does take huge hits. Feign death for just a second. Disarm to follow. This will be an opportunity for Nikki to have a go, actually. The evasion now for Nasperska, he's got to wait it out. He's got to wait out the evasion, otherwise he'll have huge go. Just building up some damage. Stun. This is a burst opportunity. If you have a huge setup, Sentinel Glaive is going to be huge. Is it enough, though? Blind onto Nikki. Nasperska still taking huge hits. Vanish, and the Glaive is still on him. It is landing hits. It is landing a hit or two. Harpoon does root him for a second. Doesn't move the hunter. The hunter needs to be very careful. Next kidney is going to be over, most likely. Unless you have something for this, like Pet Sack. Anything? Cheap shot. You barely alive. Feign death. Turtle. He's still alive. Biting shot. Do you have anything? I don't think you can. I think if you are going to use anything, you're going to throw it at range. Rogue does catch a reset. Gotta land a 100 mark on the guy. You have to land a 100 mark on him. Just one good hit. Trinketed? I don't really understand. I feel like Nikki is at this point panicking. I feel like it's a classic hunter, like, I panic. Oh, yeah. Nasperska does take him out. With, it looks like, no, it's not Recti. It is going to be Leo up next. That is actually another one that's a bit of a harder counter. Not a hard count, not completely hard counter, but Death Knights do definitely have a hard time with rogues. I feel like Unholy, like with all the pets, as long as you can keep the rogue away, the pets will do a lot of damage. Frost can definitely one-shot rogues, but rogues do give Death Knights, Frost in particular, a lot of trouble. Look at Leo already. Just the opener from the rogue, he's already not feeling great. Disarm does live it. Stun. Nasperska, Cloak Shot is available. Vanish instead. He's going to try to see if he can escape all that burst. He just doesn't want to get hit by it. He could Cloak this next go. A lot of Death Knight damage is straight up all Frost, so Cloak will help out with that. First aid out for Nasperska, but it looks like Frost Fever setting in. The guy got a little bit of sniffles back behind the pillar. Sap, cheap shot, IBF out for Leo. Does Nasperska stay in? He got blades. He's got a lot of things to work with. AMS up for Leo. It looks like this Mushka is just looking to get away, honestly. But he may just have to have a go. He's just going to go for Shadow Strikes. Dome is down to try to dampen some of that shadow damage. But the Rogue has so much physical damage that Dome doesn't really do much. If the Mushka back it up out of there, he does have another dance available. He's going to go for Cheap Shot. Blaze and everything is available. Nothing Leo could do about it. Death Knights, even though they're ironclad, or I guess clad in plate armor, I guess the best way to put it, they still do take a lot of damage from Rogue, man. Step down, my Warlock's done. 6 levels? That's huge. Mad. What are you so level? Are you just dungeon spamming? That's crazy. 2 days? That's actually massive. So you pretty much already have max level. Just a day or two and you're good. Mad. Actually mad. Erecti does burn a trinket. He does burn a stun. Unless he can find this Moshka, which he's going to pick up eyes a little early. He also have spectral sights, so you can save those for a little bit later. He got to find a way to get backflips on the Rogue. He's got to time the backflips with vengeful retreat so the Rogue does not land the stuns like this on him. That's the only way he's going to be able to make it out of here. Gouge just to give him a breather just for a second. This one's going to do one more eviscerate. Cheap into a gouge. Hold it. Eviscerate. Land the hit. That is where the Demon Hunter needs to drop darkness, drop blur, drop something, anything. And it's down to the 2 Paladinos over for the team 2. Bayek or Saya. I can't tell which one is going to be first up. Both are Xander Palace, both are riding yellow mount. Honestly, might as well be brothers in arms. Might as well be brethren. The brethren of the Zandalari, dude. I also do like the Paladin Zandalari combo. I feel like it's very kind of strong, actually. Kind of strong. It's going to be a trinket out for Nispershka. Start onto Saya. He goes for a bop immediately. Nispershka does have advantage. I feel like this is where Saya is trying to see if he can maybe pressure Nispershka. He does have a cloak still. While evasion is active, I'm surprised Saya decides not to put any dawn lights onto Nispershka. Just did not want to run against evasion whatsoever. Meld for a second for Nispershka, landing a stun. It is going to be blessing a Saint, however, so Nispershka will not be able to lock him down. May need a vanish and a cloak. He's not looking that good. May need to cloak this. Dots, yeah, the dots vanish does not last long at all. And any kind of dodge just takes you out of advantage so fast. And also it removes any kind of defenses you have from it too. Which is unfortunate. Gouge for a second, kidding to follow. Saya just trinkets, clobbering the Rogue. Like he would do, like he meant nothing. Like he stood no chance whatsoever. Damocles up next. Damocles, however, is walking to this duel with a higher dampening than usual. Normally he gets to play out a full game with not a lot of dampening to reduce his healing. At 38% dampening, walking into this duel by 7 minutes 40 seconds. He is going to be on the back foot a little bit in terms of self-survivability. Hodge out for Saya, starting to peel up some decent damage on the Saya. That health bar is starting to really hurt. Lay on hands, resets it like he didn't feel it, didn't exist. Reverted all of that damage. Alter timed it like it never happened. Locked down by Damocles, but Saya with a hand of freedom, keeping himself floating and moving. He's got plenty of damage. Damocles forced to take hits from hammers from a distance over and over. Reflect will not be usable for the Hodge. Isn't got a problem. Most likely I have to use Enrage Regen here on the next Hodge here. Damocles cannot even land a stun. Shields are in. Try to see if he can maybe use that shield just to live the stun by Saya. It looks like Saya does not commit damage. He decides to go with a Wake of Ashes afterwards. Damocles does pick up a little bit of self-heal last second with Enrage Regen. I don't think he's a Sheet Death mechanic here just yet. I think that is an Enrage Regen just to give himself more health to work with. Reflect, unfortunately, Saya is nowhere close to having a Hodge backup and available. But for Damocles, it's just a rough spot to be in. Maybe try to go for a fear. You just try to see if he can close the gap. You just try to see if you can even reach him. Try to go behind the pillar, and Saya's like, you know what? I'm keeping my eye on you. Line of sight at all times. It is most likely going to get a proc for Damocles. No, it isn't. I guess Saya did not have a Hodge Wake of Ashes to combine it together. He had a Hodge, but without Wake, he just didn't really have the damage to follow up. Stun onto Saya. Damocles picking up a little bit. Health. Shield Defense is not going to feel great. Damocles, all you can do is Spell Reflect and hopefully break through his shield while Reflect is up. His health is at none. Actually, Cheap Death proccing right here, I think. So it's going to be Saya just walking away. He just got to wait until the warrior just expires. Yep. He got himself one last rush of fury, one last rush of a potential, trying to see if he can steal back to the victory. And all Saya's got to do is just run him out until the man is exhausted. I officially hate rogues. You and the rest of the community since the days of Classic WoW, man. You and the rest of WoW community. Rogues being hated by WoW community, especially in PvP, is... it's just part of the class fantasy at this point, right? Saya, very low health, is going to be a parry up for Sis Fury. Saya is going to be able to use that full immunity. And look at that recovery. 50, half healing. Also, Mortal Strike on top of him. So his health is being reduced greatly. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to top myself. I'm going to get myself to half health. landing a stun onto Fury, charging him, but a hand of freedom, keeping Saya away from the entire time, rallying for a second. Does he have dots on the Fury? Because Fury, I don't think he's going to be able to recover a lot of health by himself. Trying to go for first aid, he realizes he's actually going to be falling behind if Saya gets any kind of recovery from here on out. Reflect up, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whatsoever. Don't think you can reflect it down like can you? I feel like, shouldn't you not be able to? I mean, maybe the Blizzard decided it's a hero talent and it shouldn't like be reflectable. I think you reflect the Templars, but I don't think you reflect the Dawn Light. So the warrior can even like, you know, turn that dot damage against the paladin. It's rough, man. The Ultra, second to last. Try to see if he can take it outside. Side left with not a lot. At least he got to lay on hands in the back pocket. He does go down here, I think. Unless he just lives. Unless he just lives. Unless he's like, you know what? I got mana. I got Dawn Light. I didn't hear no bell. 58% dampening. I didn't see 0%, 100% dampening. I didn't see 0 healing. I can still fight this. And Yolta's, his health is starting to really dip little by little. Saya backing away from him the entire time. Does go for a Hodge. And there's no way for Yoltas to break out of it all that easily right now. And through another Hodge. Saya does not have a Ballistic Saint. It might do down life for Saya. Shield of Energy keeping him alive. Saya with a Wake of Ashes. Gonna go for self-healing. He's recovering. We'll bubble out for Yoltas. Saya does not have a bubble. He just knows he needs to run away. He needs to get away. Maybe get a heal or two. He's still up. He's still alive. He's still kicking. He's still alive. Blind to follow. Gives him a bit of a breather. And Spell Warden is coming up in 9 seconds. Hodge onto Yoltas. Saya just needs to walk away. He needs to 5 more seconds. He needs to live for 5 seconds. And then he can make some work. Yoltas will not have immunity. Blessing is saying stop at the Hodge really quickly. Blessing is saying, does Yoltas have an answer here? Or does Yoltas go down? Because Saya can just punish him right now. Just pummeling him back to back with Templars. Yoltas with a land hand, so at least he's got a bit of recovery. Saya trying to see if he can back up out of there if at all. Got himself hand of freedom. Moving out of the way. Trying to see if he can disturb position. It's going to be Yoltas still on him the entire time. Saya at no mana whatsoever. If Saya somehow squeaks out a victory though, I will be amazed. I will be surprised. Blind to follow as Yoltas does break him. With Bayek up next, Yoltas left with nothing. Literally scraps. That's all he's left with. Scraps for cooldowns. Stun to follow. He does have a trick coming up, but like unless he's got full wings or anything, I think it's over. Yeah. It is going to be down to Krager to find a way through Bayek. Not an easy matchup. No, it was so close, man. It was so close. Crazy close. Bayek is ready to go. He's still got bubble. He's still got everything here, man. So he's actually just perfectly fine. I think he used the land hands, maybe. Actually, no, I don't think he did. Spear buys Kragar. Bayek does get caught on it. It is going to be a trinket for Kragar to try to stay on him as best as possible. Zerkers to make sure he doesn't sit CC long at all. Finally able to get some damage onto Bayek. For Kragar, the hardest part is trying to land a slow onto Bayek. Or Paladins in general. Because you spend a global on a hamstring, Hand of Freedom. Spend a global on hamstring, Consecration. Auto freedom slows. Right? It's wild. It's crazy. There's no, I just don't really know what a warrior can do besides spear to lock him down. That's a 1.5 minute cooldown. You know what I mean? Stun helps, but as you can see, a trade like that, like Krager can't really hit him. Krager can't really hit him. Fear to follow Bob. Oh, for Krager, I think it might be lights. Rallying Cry. Might have to go and Rage Regen. He's using every tool he can just to live, but I don't think the Pally is going to give him any hope whatsoever. I think for Krager, what is that charge? It like charge him to nothing. Okay, Blizzard. That charge was weird. This first kid does pick up 3. Well done, well done. Well done, well done. Let's get us another one going. Reshuffle the groups, boys. Johnny, no Paladino groups. Por favor. No Paladin groups, por favor. For the rest of the night. For the rest of the evening. 406, I think it is. Yeah. Beautiful. Kind of near a while. It's so fun. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, man. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. If Overwatch Motorbike is deflectable, yet to be seen, then Dawnlight should be deflectable. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like if you at least go to reflect this Dawnlight dot, like the initial dot, I feel like that'd be kind of helpful, but I'm pretty sure you cannot deflect it at all. You know? Pretty sure you're unable to. Alright, Johnny. Let's get some fresh new bodies. If you are non-Paladino, motherfucking join us. Well, let's get an invite, man. Antabadan. Get over 1 sec. Hey, wanna join Duels? No paladin lobby. I'm gonna try to see if I can get people in here. Buka Lemon? I don't think Lemon does duels, but I could be wrong. Oh, he's with Krager. Okay, so they got him in Team Krager. Who else can you invite me in? Is Sean playing? I've seen Sean on and off, but I don't know if he actually plays. Stellar? Says Rise. Yeah. Group is listed under Molten Core TM in Legacy Raids LG. Okay, cool. I want to see Zakari. Zakari's probably queuing some stuff, but he might be down to play. Oh, Adam. I asked him last time if he wanted to join duels. I don't know. Let me do this, Johnny. Let me join your group just so I can like invite people. Oh no, Stellar's in. Never mind. Never mind. Listed in LFG, Molten Core. They got Spot CTM. Never mind. Never mind. I was gonna join the group and suggest him, but I think he knows where to find it. I mean, pal, how come you banned me? I didn't ban you. Who is this guy? Staring me down. Am I getting reported on an RP realm? I probably am, dude. I'm standing in a corner doing nothing, doing just my own thing, and I probably have some random roleplayers walking up just reporting me for no reason. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Wouldn't be surprised, because sometimes random people will run up, look at me, and run away. They probably see Dial Spectator. What a weird name. What a weird dude. What a weird guy. Try harder the next one? Yeah. So down 58 to help fire. Oh, you're actually questing? Okay. Then this spam. There could be 70 by then tomorrow if you try hard. That's what I always wanted. Like, wondered if classic, if it's just easier just to dungeon spam. I feel like the classic question routes, it's so boring sometimes, though. You know, like I know a lot of people like classic for the slow gameplay, and I like it for like vanilla. But TBC, I'm just like, I just want to play, man. I just want to get max. I don't have the patience. Maybe it's just me, honestly. Toll Viron. Alright, cool. Banning us PAL players now? Well, I didn't do it. Chad did it. I'm gonna blame them. I did ask the chat if you guys want to do no pally games, and you go like, yeah, because we've done that before. And look, if you think like, oh, if you think you're special just because, oh, you're banning Paladin, Dal has a problem with Paladins. Where were you? We banned Feral Druids. Where were you when Rogues were banned? Didn't say a peep. So shut up. Don't care. I don't give a damn. Your opinion doesn't matter. You're not allowed to play anyway. Your opinion not even allowed to chat. Get out of here. No, I really do not care. I really do not care. I do not care. It's not a thing about pallets. It's more like, what is the strongest class that seems to literally counter everything in one that has very, very little play around it? And that changes. It's always a totem pole, right? Always one class to the top of the totem pole. Last couple of expansions have been Paladin. I mean, have you seen Warrior versus Paladin? If you're somebody who would look at Warrior versus Paladin duels and be like, yeah, that's even. That's delusional. Actually delusional. So yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Switch. What do we got? Oh, Maestro. Okay, what is your mug? That man was like, yo, I'm a Stormwind Guard. Thunder Furies, let's go, boys. What is this? It's so weird looking. I don't know what to say. Judas is going to go for immediate blind. Trinket out for Maestro. Back and look at those ports, man. The blinks for Demon Hunter, he literally went to the zip code in 2 seconds. Judas just like, Dragon? Okay. Now I have to slow down and run after this guy and find him again. As he's just charging from him again. Literally half the map. He could rush at him from literally half across the map. But did you use shift into melee hits or whatever? What did you even do? Judas still somehow staying on the mount and just evaded most of the damage. Completely. Actually evaded. So Maestro just kind of waiting. He has a very, very short cooldown, so the Demon Hunter doesn't really need too many CDs to work with. Try to see if he can stop Judas. Does catch him. AMS really, really early. Back it up out of there for just a second. Picking up some resources. Does he have meta? Is going to try to see if he can shift away. Silence to follow. Maestro, do you use anything? Hunt right after. Got himself some melee damage. Might just have to go for a full meta here. Does he have it though? Another big hit. Reaps doing some damage from a distance. Yet another big melee hit. There goes the meta. He got himself a full refresh on the damage. Big charge in. Gonna be Judas borrowing some health. But the Reaps are doing damage. Melee damage. Oh my. He got the mobility. I do like this with Demon Hunters. A lot of Demon Hunters are used to backflipping immediately as soon as they do charge slash and then backflip immediately. This guy did charge slash port and moved. Stellars unfortunately did not let the Demon Hunter do anything after that. Took out the Death Knight. Kind of didn't take him out all that quick either. It took a second. I don't really know what a Death Knight can do. I feel like he has a good lockdown. The silence was huge, and then as soon as the meta comes out, it's a question of like, what do you do with the meta? Maybe that's where if you needed to blind the meta, Chain of Ice, run away, maybe that could have done something. Stun onto Sados, does go for full incarnation. Sados with an evasion. Stellars does not really have much to work with for this evasion. Just try to see if he can find a way to rip this rogue off his back step to reconnect yet again. Wall is available. Stellars does have a bit of shielding. Blind out for Sados. Does he have a stun to follow up? Because after this wall, the Pharaoh is going to be a little bit, he's going to get himself a bit of enraged regen, but I don't think it matters. Oh my. A frenzied region rather, does end up going down. Feral Druids caught out of bear form versus Sub Rogue. It is a lot of damage. Erecti is going to be up next. That's on the Spectral Sight with a Void Out Fragile, so you should have the angle. Zato's there, ready to go with the gouge though. Ready to go with the gouge. It is going to be a Trinket insta stun. Erecti, do you have the damage to follow up? Let's try to see if we can get some instacast in there. Does not need weapons. Does not really need them. I don't think he even needs them for like the melee hit, does he? I could be wrong though. No Rogue, no Paladin, no Pharaohs. The problem with that side though, if we just start taking every class off the top of the totem pole, there's always going to be one class at the top of the totem pole, and you can do that infinitely. Taking off the classes currently at the top and then running with that, I feel like in the past it worked out really, really nicely. The chat has enjoyed that a ton. Couch, Erecti, unless you get a re-heal, man. You better be very careful. Next stun and you're done. You got no trinket. You have to play it very carefully. Meta. Very aggressive use of meta. Does he even have the sight of the rogue? Just try to use the stone to try to see if he can maybe get himself a go. You will need to use a backflip. You need to vengeful retreat. No, I think he goes down. I think he goes down. Yeah, without a vengeful retreat, you get punished. As a Demon Hunter, you have a way to immune CC as you get around the corner. You have to be using those mobility skills. Sados with the full blades available is going to be blind right after IBF out for Leo. Full stun lock to follow. Breath right after Scythe one. I was going to say spear, but Scythe. Disarm out for Sados. He won't have a cloak of shadows for the next few spears or scythes. I keep calling spears for some reason. But Leo actually unable to really follow up. Does break out of CC. Yet another scythe. It doesn't do as much damage. Stun lock down, but Leo will not have IBF for this one. Actually take a huge chance. And Sados had an evasion to follow up. Leo has a full bar of runic power. I don't think the rogue has any stuns available. So if Leo does go for death strikes, this could be an opportunity for recovering some health. But a coup de grace is not going to feel great. The side still flies through. Blind right after. The rogue is looking for a reset. Does Leo have a follow-up here? Cheap shot? I think it might be lights. Yeah, that was lights, unfortunately. With who's up next? Nikki is the last to the left. Try to see if he can send the pet. The rogue try to see if he can swing around the cheap shot before the pet can catch up to him and maybe stun him. Kidney shot on the feign death. Nikki should still have plenty of damage here. Stun, gouged by the rogue. Nikki should be good here as long as he plays correctly. you should be alright. No trinket for the rogue available, so you can always lock him down. You have full burst, and the rogue doesn't really have much to counter it. He does have evasion, so at least a way for a rogue to catch a reset. Got himself a bit of a sippy cup too, so at least he's able to stabilize. Binding shot is down. Huge burst opportunity by the hunter into a chakram. Chakram should do a lot of damage. The rogue is still out in the open. Chakram should take him. Chakram does take him. Gosh, last second. The chakram does the thing with chakram is it's just gonna keep bouncing around endlessly. But they are end of eternity. So there's not much you can really do about it. Camo down by the hunter. This way Albert gonna try to see if he can find him. As long as Nikki plays the super safe, you should be okay. Freezing trap on the this is the pet. He knows where you are. 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 Yeah. Tower trap does slow him down. Freezing trap stops him for a second. You do go for silence. Nikki picked up a lot of health too, so might be able to make some work here. He just needs to be very extra careful with a full Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead will need to be played correctly. Albert, break it out of the root immediately. Full Army of the Dead, stun him to Nikki. He's going to need to use something. Turtle Shell. You need to escape. You need to make it out of here. Exil as well. He needs to get away from these pets as soon as possible. All those pets, binding shot to stop him. Trying to make some bursts happen. Break the hell out of dodge. You got to get yourself a wall. Defense, whatever you got. Albert is going to take some damage, but I'm pretty sure that Sentinel Chakram is actually going to bounce between all the pets, not just the Death Knight. Nikki at no health whatsoever has himself one more wall available. Albert trying to see if he have enough just to keep the pressure rolling. Does get disarmed, but he doesn't really need access to weapons to do some of his attacks, and does end up taking him out at the end there. Damn. Let's get us another one going, boys, yeah? Uno mas. Yep, 8 rogues. S-Priest only. Yeah, it'll come down to literally S-Priest only duels. That'll be fun. Actually, that could be fun at least one time. Maybe. Alright, Krager and Johnny, let me know when you guys are good. And we'll go. And we will go. Ba-ba-ba, 140. Gonna go 406. 406. Beautiful. Krager, ready. Beautiful. Johnny is hopefully ready. Johnny's ready. I'm gonna send you guys into, I don't know, Dalaran sewers, I guess. Dalaran sewers is a good arena. Have no idea what to do with the rogue stun. So with rogue stun, you trinket it, you got a pre-blur, or you can use vengeful retreat, which will, if you have the right talent, it's called glimpse, I think. PvP talent. When you use vengeful retreat, it gives you immunity to CCs. So if you know the rogue is around the corner, you vengeful retreat into the rogue. So if he goes for cheap shot, he's going to be immune. You catch yourself mid-air to glide, so you maintain that air immunity, CC immunity for as long as possible, so you can get the opener. Also, whenever you use your melee hits, right, when you charge hit, it gives you another glimpse, so you can retreat again. So you can retreat, melee hit, retreat again, melee hit, haunt, retreat again. And then you should have a vengeful retreat again by then, because it gives you a second charge, so I think it still puts the first one on cooldown. So you're able to keep recovering it while using other movement skills. So that is something Demon Hunters do, and using that mobility like Maestro did in order to immune CC, that's huge. It's definitely something you should be utilizing. Which? The second time I'm gone? Yeah, either pre-blur it, you gotta have a trinket for it, or immune it. That's all you can do. But it's a lot of skills already. It's a lot of tools. Who's first up over in 2-2 is gonna be Judas. Back at it again. We got ourselves Shalepo. Is that your name, Chalepo? I like that. Haranier. Didn't this guy play last week, actually? Haranier with double daggers? Trying to see if he can go for a stun with Judas. Judas with AMS, who's not going to get stunned at all. Got himself the Sentinel. Look at that Sentinel. Oh my god, the Chakram tearing right through Judas. The man got himself lots of bursts. Turtle out for Schleppo. He's trying to see if he can take down the pet and go for whatever death strikes he can. Whatever obliterates and howling strikes you get, that pet may just go down, actually. Schleppo trying to see if he can escape. Chain of Ice locking him down. Does go for the net. That is going to be the pet down. Schleppo's going to have to get a new one. That or he's going to need to use something here. Needs something, anything to get out of this situation. Unless he's got himself a follow-up, maybe. Think that those get used. Wall, but I don't think he's got nothing. It looks like as soon as his pet got disconnected, he couldn't escape. Judas fast enough. Krager is going to go for the chain spear, but Judas is going to walk out of it. The Death Knight ability of Death's Advance and Horse are like the two skills that can guarantee escape the spear. Warlock Portal is another one. But outside of that, those are the two that are big ones. Big scythe out for Judah, slowing down Krager. The executes are crashing through. It does go for the death pack. Willing to use everything he can to at least try to see if he can escape Krager. Just try to see if he can fight through him, but Krager does get himself the lightning bolts and big zaps in there. With Stellar is going to be up next. Stun onto Krager. May need defenses. Is going to go for the rage regen. Maim off of that is going to be very, very deadly. Picking up as much health as he can. The Pharaoh with a roar. Unfortunately, Krager wasn't able to escape it. Leap into immediate root. Does go for a bolt with stun lockdown onto Stellar. And for Krager, he needs everything to live here. Big burst. Stellar tried to see if he can just go for blades into a root and escape. Krager, I don't really know what he can do as a Mountain Thane warrior to reset here. He does get shields. I don't think second wind is going to kick in until he takes no damage. No, it's kicking in. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. So at least he got a reset. He won't have a trinket for a bit. Eyes are available. Try to go for a stomp. Almost catching the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh was at least a little closer. Zerker Rage, I think, was used in order to reduce the duration of that stun. And Krager's taking decent bit of damage. Great defensive stance in order to reduce the damage while he's having to go into a what is it? Why is he getting hit with a stun? Can go for a Dark Iron Racial to remove the bleeds, by the way. That is his option for him. He can always remove bleeds if he's ever in trouble and can remove the root. Does use it to remove the root and the bleeds. Knocked back by the Feral. Krager should be able to recover some health here. The Feral power shift just to escape, not staying aggressive here at all. Krager can go for a fear whenever he wants to. Rallying Cry is available. Eyes are also available in case he wants to pick him up. Try to see if he can get himself an angle. Spear unfortunately does not connect with the Feral. Does he go for fear? Stun. It is going to connect, unfortunately. Does Krager have a follow-up? A few seconds until Trickle is back up. He got himself a little bit of healing. Avatar and Recklessness are both available. Main to go for Rallying Cry here immediately. Will use it. Reflect up in order to reduce whatever match damage he can. The fear is available in case the Feral needs to be locked down. Does go for a leap, catching up to the Feral for a second, but Stellar with power shifting able to stay mobile. Krager is at least hanging in there. Barely, but hanging in. At least can throw some weapons at him while he's rooted, but he's going to end up backing up out of there. May have to go for the eyes right now. Honestly, may not be the worst. The Pharaoh's wild out in the open. Storm bolts him. Does connect. Trinket out of the Pharaoh. The fear to follow. Pharaoh does go in for big bleeds on the Krager, and he's going to try to see if he can escape it. Just keeping the Pharaoh in combat so you can't catch a prowl, can't catch a re-stealth easily. Does have a rage regen, is going to go for it. Pharaoh locking him down. Trinket to follow. Krager is going to use this regen in order to get himself as much healing as possible. Roots out by the Pharaoh, but they do end up breaking at the very least. And Krager, if he's able to get a couple of swings here with Stellar, he'll be okay. Every single hit Krager does actually chunks out a good portion of Stellar's health. Like, the longer he stays next to this warrior, the worse it's going to be for him. Bareform to try to give him some defense. Barskin to give himself a bit of a shielding. Krager staying on the Feral. Bites coming through, but Stellar might have bit off more than he could chew. If Krager can reconnect for one more hit, he might be able to do it. He just needs a little more. Reflect up. Just needs one good hit on the Feral. That or a disengage to catch up a bit of healing. Moonfires are on him. At least he's able to get the Feral hit with a some kind of a hit. Krager picking up health. I don't know what's healing him right now, but he's able to pick up some health. Leap is available. I don't know if Leap is available. Stun. Does not have Zerkus for this one. Do you have a follow-up maim? No, he doesn't. He's trying to see if he can just whittle him down. Rot him down a little. Does Krager have a follow-up? Big dots. That is going to be a maim. Is this enough? Krager got himself some couple hits. He needs a heal or something. Anything. Something, anything. Storm Bolt. The Feral does not. Oh, just a fear. First aid. Removing the bleeds. He used the Dark Iron Racial to shed the dots. This gives him a little bit of survivability here. Spear down so the Feral can't go anywhere. I think for Krager, they just got to go in full damage. Full damage. This is the opportunity. Roar for a second. Try to clone. Does not connect. Oh, reflect up on that clone. Hold on. Krager just needs one good execute. One execute does not do enough damage. Barskin was up for Stellar. Does go for Incarnation. Picking up a lot of health. Maim to follow off of that stun. Krager needs something. Stormbolt, but defensive stance may not be enough. Does get cheat death here, I think. I think it might be his chance death opportunity. Charge in. Does take down the Feral. One good hit. Does take it with that cheat death mechanic, letting him come back up. Oh, he was just 1 foot in the death's door, and then made it out alive. Next up is going to be Nikki, and Krager knows he's going to choose cooldowns immediately here. Trinket is available technically, and Rage Regen is up. He's going to need a heal immediately, right now. Heal, whatever you can. Shotgun comes through. Does get hit with a disarm. Stormbolt for a second, or Shockwave for a second. Krager's still alive. I don't even know how. He's still hanging in. He knows he's going to get stunned again. He needs to take that stun either way. Wall out for Nikki. Krager needs heals. Whatever you can to live. He technically does have offensives. I don't know if that'll be enough. Maybe if you're stun anything on the pet. Hunter's actually super low. Hold on a second. If you get another charge. Net for a minute. Does he have a throw weapon? Stormbolt? Hold on a second. Does he get it? He got full cooldowns. Technically has a fear. One execute. Not enough. The pet. Freezing trap is down. Walked away with it. Unfortunately, did have a reflect for a minute. He just needs one good hit on the Hunter. Just honestly, just go through. My God. Holy! Are you alive? This guy! He fought a Pharaoh, which for a warrior is not an easy matchup whatsoever, but he hung in there. And it's going to be up next, Leo. IBF immediately. Cracker at least has, I think, some cooldowns to work with Trinket. Does have rallying here. He knows he's going to take hits from the scythe. I don't know what he can do in that situation. One scythe hit, fear. Death Knight breaks out of it pretty easily. Stunned by Kragar. I don't really know what he can do in that situation. If he only had disarm, I don't think he can run disarm. I guess the matchup on team 2, he probably chose no disarm. Because he can disarm a Pharaoh. But yeah, I think he chose something that was like nice middle ground talent. Which I think is a correct move. That was so good though. That was so good. Shadow Strikes out potatoes. All Leo can do is drop a dome down. He can't break out of a stun with a human racial if it ever need be. Oh, that is a huge opener by Satos with Shadow Blades and everything. I don't know if Leo can do anything at this point. Gouge for a second. You have enough. Disarm. At least you're disarming without you having an offensive cooldown. So if Leo can maybe wait it out. I don't know if Leo's got another stun. But if he's got big damage, he's still alive. Next stun lock by the Rogue is at least going to be able to break out of it. Does pick up a little bit more health. Borrow. Shadow Strike by the Rogue to follow up. Leo can break out of human racial AMS to try to see if he can dampen some of the magic damage himself. The super low. Big side hits are coming through though. The Satos have enough here. Oh, Leo no health. Yeah, one more Viscera is all he needed. Erecti is up next. Try to see if he can get himself an angle. Sap insta by the Rogue. Again, this is why as a Demon Hunter, you definitely need to get good at vengeful retreats. Kidney shot insta, trinket out for Erecti, goes in for melee hits. And I think he tried to do something here. Back flipping out of there for a minute. There's going to be Sigil of Misery unless you can reconnect. Yeah, the Rogue is going to catch a re-stealth. That's another thing for Demon Hunter. I feel like I noticed a lot of Demon Hunters run away where the Rogue is sitting behind the pillar. You got to get an angle, keep him in combat. You got to keep him in combat. That or use Spectral Sight to find him. Is he Spectral Sight? Oh, you see him. I was going to say for a second, like you're looking at him. But yeah. I think it's over for Recti, isn't it? I think it's over. I think it's over. Yeah. Unless you use the backflip ability, you will get ETC again and again and again. Cracker does pick up 3. My God. I guess that's second wind healing, right? Because warriors sometimes they do heal. It's just a lot. Just a lot. Alrighty, get us another one going. Cracker and Johnny. Let me know when you guys are good. 407. Beautiful. Alright, let me know when you guys are good. We'll get another going. That was quick. I kind of like fast, breezy duels, man. Well, am I getting the Rogue? Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. Sometimes you get the Rogue, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get like really bad rolls. Are you guys doing slash roll to find out the order, or is it like somebody calling the order? Cracker and Johnny, let me know when you guys are both ready. We'll send some more. You think they're giving it a second? Or maybe they're looking for more bodies? I can't tell actually. No, I think we're good. Johnny is ready. As soon as Cracker gives me the go ahead, we'll send another one. Yeah, but with rogues, yeah, a Demon Hunter, you gotta just time the vengeful retreats. And a lot of the times, actually, it's probably better like when you're walking towards the rogue, just vengeful retreat into him. There's a good chance the rogue is trying to gouge you or stun you. And then you glide, and then you follow up with CC. You gotta use that mobility. Worse, like, you can just shift, like, at least stop the rogue from catching a reset. Or if the rogue is chasing after you, can always shift away, right? If you see the rogue just rushing at you, then it's like, okay, they're probably trying to kill me. Let me shift away. Rogue trying to run away, shift at him. Not next to him, but like in his line of sight, so you can hit him, but he can hit you. I'll see if Cracker's ready. I'll message him real quick. Yeah, okay, we go. We do, what arena do we do? Rook? Black Rook hold, that is. We're also missing Warlocks today. I feel like normally when we do duels, we have quite a bit of Warlock representation. Whether it's an AU or whatever, you know what I mean? No Rook would be more fair. Maybe one day. If Blizzard buffs rogues to the point where we're just absolutely unkillable, unbreakable, actually just unstoppable, then yeah, well, I'll be fine doing like no rogue. I'll be fine with it. I remember Feral and Shadowlands were just monster. Like everybody in multiplayer Feral was just unkillable. Rogues and Dragonfight were also just like reset spaghetti the entire time. Oh, reset spree. Oh, I don't know why I said spaghetti. Hopefully Lemon does get their 4th or 5th rather, but yeah. Oh, sorry about that, boys. Which? Let's get ourselves another one going. What the? What? Where am I? Whoa. I feel like I'm getting like a peek behind the curtain. Literal curtain of the Blizzard area. There's a random tree. Who put a tree here? Who was like, yo, let's make the arena, put a random one tree over here? Was it necessary? Is it just part of the ambiance? Schlepper is going to be first up versus a Recti. Again, hopefully they do get a... What is that? Flower. You got some roses sinking on the ground. What is happening? Oh, that is a pet. Okay. I was thinking for a second, like, why do you have an elemental with you? But that is a pet. I guess. I'm assuming. I guess it is a Hydra. Schlepper try to see if he can make some damage. Dude, that's so... Oh my god. The chakra... Oh my... It's over. It is over. Didn't even need a shotgun, but he decided just to do it for good measure. Stun immediately out of Judas, locking down Schleppo. His pet also going to lock down. As soon as he sees the turtle, he's switching over to the pet, blasting it out as much as he can. Wraithwalk to break out of the root, staying on top of Schleppo as best as he can. Trinket, he's still hammering that pet. That pet is going to go down. Schleppo's going to have to summon a new one, or res the current one, I guess, rather. Not really summon a new one. I'm so used to Warlocks when they summon a new pet. Judas does get himself at least one quick little hit. You need to new pet, but he's not gonna let you do it. He's not gonna let you do it. Blind, literally not letting you summon a new pet. You gotta summon one, otherwise some of your utility's gone. Right, pet? Is it enough? Oh, another grip. He's doing everything he can just to not let you get the pet back. You need your pet for takedown too. And I feel like if you're gonna use a takedown, that would be the best time to do it. Stun. This is your last chance. Schleppo, do whatever you can for damage, man. Big burst. Can you escape? Can you live? Anything whatsoever? Big boomstick. Oh, actually almost took down Judas. Dude, Survival Hunter burst is so scary. Actually spooky. Unfortunately, Judas has no health to really work with. It is going to be a rogue up next, just carving at him. And he's trying to see if he can take a couple of dust strikes off that rogue. That's about all he can do. Unfortunately, Judas will not have any way to break out of CC. Might be able to get some damage. Great scythe damage, but Satos knows to escape it as soon as he sees it. Wraithwalk out. Does the Death Knight. He does not get what's it called? A grip out of it. Eyes are up. Eyes are up, so you could pick him up. He does go for a death pack. I think picking up eyes may not be the worst for him, especially if he goes for the far eye. Or just walk away, actually. Does he have a way to reheal? He does have first aid. That is going to help him recover. Okay, that at least gives him health to work with. It doesn't mean he's completely out of the woods. Judas is definitely in a bit of a rough spot. He's playing against very bursty classes. Survival Hunter is bursty. Almost took him down. Rogue is going to be bursty. Could take him down very, very quickly. And Judas trying to see if he can use this corner here. I think he wants to fight in the room so the rogue does not have his easy way of escaping. And the pillars themselves are large enough where if he does get a chain of ice, the rogue is going to have a harder time getting away. And I think the rogue realizes it and is like, you know what? I like this pillar a lot better. Even with chain of ice, I can make something work down here in the middle. So I feel like Judas wants to play around his advantageous spot. Rogue wants to play against his advantageous spot. Nothing Judas can do is kind of roam in the middle. He's trying to see if he cooks the rogue back there. He's trying to see if he can coax the rogue behind bars. The rogue is like, you know what? I've done my time. I don't want to go back behind these bars. And Judas is like, he's just his jailer. He's just his jailer. He's like, come on. You can come here. It's not. It's fine over here. Look at me. Look at this mound. Look at this cute little mound poking his head through the grates. It's fine over here. It's perfectly good. Yeah, he does not want to. One thing that Judas, if he can somehow get the rogue at least in combat and deny him stealth, that would be very, very helpful. So if you can go in the middle and try for that, that would be an option, but I don't think the rogue is going to allow it. Yeah, I doubt the rogue is going to allow it. So it is going to be a dampener game. Isaac picked up, so at least for Judas, he's going to have line. He's going to have line. He's going to know where the rogue is at. He's going to see him. Into a chain of ice, does go for IBF immediately. It's going to be the rogue, unable to break out of the CC, or rather choosing not to break out of the CC. Is going to be disarmed to follow. Judas still has potentially lots of damage. Rogue is taking huge hits, by the way. Rogue is taking like an actual, really reliable amounts of damage right now. There's going to be some cheap death mechanics for Judas. Evasion off for the rogue. That evasion is now gone. Judas, that's your last opportunity to maybe make something happen. Death and Decay does get the rogue out. Scythe 1 goes through. Scythe 2 goes through. Is it enough? Try to see if you can lock him down. Is it going to help him? Hold on a second. One more Obliterate. Cheap shot trinkets out of it. Do you have enough damage? And that's trying to stop some of the damage. Judas has no health whatsoever. The rogue does go for a cloak and vanish. Judas has no health. Again, goes to a better spot. First aid. Is your first aid up? He does have first aid. He's going to try to see if he comes rogue back there. The rogue does not want to go. But he might just have to. The rogue might have to. There's nothing the rogue would be able to do. Or nothing Judas can do to stop the rogue now. Cheap shot, I think, might be lights. Unless you somehow live. No. Unfortunately not. Nikki immediately going to hit him with a hunter's mark. But it's at least going to give him a chance to go at least in stealth. At least it's going to give him a chance to go and recoup. While behind the pillar. He did get the opener on him. Biting shot. He knows he's going to attack him, right? Yeah. Full burst. Gouge. The rogue doesn't move. He's very, very careful. Biting shot. He's trying not to let her proc. That Sentinel chakram is going to rip right through him. Rip right down the middle, right through the belly. That is so much damage. With Maestro, going to be up next. Demon Hunter versus Hunter. Into an immediate net, actually. That is a really well lined up net. I think he tried to go for a stun. I don't know if it was a DR stun or it was immune. Or if it was like super short DR Nikki. Nikki might just have to wait 27 seconds until another big throw, by the way. I don't know. It's Survival Hunter. Do you just have a go? Because he did Maelstrom. Shadow Meld. Do you just go? Maelstrom. Maelstrom got himself at least full meta. Is it going to be enough? Big charge. Does connect. Huge hit. It's going to be Turtle. Nikki needs 10 seconds until another big go he can do. 10 seconds. Hidden trap maybe? No, he's trying to see if he can reflect, immune it. Drop it down, binding. Is it going to be enough though? Takedown is available. Dude, just go for it. Try to make takedown happen. Big burst maybe. Sentinel. Oh, boomstick. Oh, interrupted him. He interrupted him with Cosmic. Is this enough? Actually, hold on a second. Nikki, do you pick it up? Maestro just sees one good hit. One good hit. There goes the consume. I don't know what he's going to be able to do for healing. Unless he pick up like some souls. He's able to generate at least some health. Who's up next? Unfortunately, there's only like 2 more over in Team 2. They never got their 5th. So it is going to be Feral. Unfortunately, Maestro at least does see the Feral. Can stop him from having a proper opener. Oh, Sigil of Misery. Good spot. Good spot. Oh my god. Okay, for Maestro at least, that's an opportunity to start kiting the Feral Druid and getting some damage from a distance. At the very bare minimum. He's going to try to see if he can shift over. Melee damage. Backflip to follow. Got himself at least a little bit of resources. Backing up out of there again. Rooted for a moment. I don't know if he can do anything about this. No meld, nothing. He's going to be full stun. Bleeds are in. Stellars are going to take do a lot of damage. Maestro, I don't know if you got Metamorphosis. If you got Meta, this might not be a worse idea. Unfortunately, the bleeds do take it down. Yeah, once the bleeds are on yet, there's only so much you can do. I don't think he had a blur or really anything. Stellar's up next versus Krager. Last time the two fought each other. Stellar's, did he have everything for Krager? Was it like a really even duel? Because Krager did win that one. It was hard fought battle, but he did win it. Spear down, so Stellar's can't really go anywhere. Krager does have himself full burst and everything available. As long as he can stay on top of the Feral. Feral without Barskin, without any defenses, he's going to take huge hits. And the Feral's teleport is not doing that good at all. It is dropping consistently. Yet another execute. Isn't enough. Wall is available. One more execute. Charge it back in. Route to follow unless you can escape this. Does go for shields. Yet another charge. And with a big old execute, lightning bolt crashing down. Literally the power of the Titans smites him from the skies. Zeus himself smashes the Feral down. So Krager catching an incap. Krager rather getting caught with an incap. Lemon roll with a leg sweep. That is going to be in rage regen. He has to use the defenses here. Fits of Fury, can't really stop it. Does Shockwave, which will at least stop the parry. Disarm for a moment. Krager needs to pick up whatever health he can and then maybe leap out of the way. He's going to need to use something. Technically, it does have offensive power. I just don't know if he can really do much with Lemon here. Fear, backing away. First aid. Unfortunately, some kind of dot is still on Krager, so you could really follow up. That's a reflect. I don't really know what you can do with a reflect. Stormbolt for a moment. Pick it up with whatever health you can, whatever damage you can do. I think at this point, cheat death. Cheat death. I don't know if you can really do anything for the monk. Trying to make damage happen, but the monk with mobility, bro. Monk with mobility is escaping the death. Escaping death. Damn. I was hoping maybe Krager would find a way to like stave off the cheat death, but there's not much of what you can do, especially against the monk. You got immediate burst and that much mobility. He could always catch up to you and run away from you, and the burst can't really stop it. He did a good job, like, storm bolting and stunning Fist of Fury, but is that shadow pan damage, that passive, like, frontal, like, damage, that's what really hurts afterwards. Albert does get him some massive shields. Army of Undead surrounding Lemon. He has no help whatsoever. Once that karma expires, he does go down. Needs one more good hit. Lemon with an in-cap, but it's going to be a big old gray bolt piercing right past him. Well done. Did everybody literally get like one hit, one kill? Apparently Lemon says 0, but I know he got 1. I know he got 1 in Kragar. I know he got 1 in Kragar. But yeah, let's get us another one going, boys. And hopefully Lemon can get himself a +1 because we're missing a body. Midnight Duels 408, I think it is. Yeah. Okay, cool. Kragar and Johnny. Let me know when you guys are good. Johnny will need an extra body too. We'll see if we can get him a +1 here in a bit. What is this name? Oh, it's like a bot. Got it. I was thinking for a second, like, what is this random name? That makes sense, actually. Looking at it, it makes all the sense in the world. Johnny needs a +1. Kragar also needs a +1. So if you guys do want to join, you're more than welcome to. You are more than welcome to, boys. If you need more bodies, let me know. But I'm just gonna let this group fill up naturally for the time being. Yeah, Lemon just needs one more. Oh, let's get an invite actually. Zabral, baseball idea. Okay, 1 sec. Let's see on their +1. Keeping gourds, using his stuff. Who do I invite? Oh, Bliv maybe. See if a Bliv would be interested, man. Let's see if a Bliv would be interested. Also, we do have Rick. I don't know if he's already on someone's team, but I'll ask him anyway. I'll give him a second to respond. Otherwise, I do have who was it? Silver Crow? Yeah, no, Silver Crow is PV apparently. I guess I can see if Shauna's will be down because he used to play. Normally he plays. What is he normally play? Shaman. So I see maybe he wants to bring Shaman or something to this. Group in LMG. ATM. They got spots. We got Rick coming in. I got you guys +1. We got the boy. We got the main man, the big man coming in. You know, also turn the fan on because it is summer and the heat has gotten much worse. So let me get some air here for a second. I was in my car earlier and it said 97 degrees today, 96, 97, almost 100 Fahrenheit, man. I don't know if that's real, but it's kind of crazy. All right, so Rick did say he'll be down, but then he logged and now he's logging back in. I think he just switched into another character or something, or DC. But hopefully we'll get him here in a second. Hopefully we'll be getting him here in a moment. Otherwise, Trauma would have also been a fantastic pickup. I like watching that man play Frost Mage. Frost Mages are so strong in like group content, like solos, freeze. PG Blitz also not terrible, but mostly like the 3v3 smaller group stuff. But in 1v1s, they don't have like any of that survivability or livability like they used to. The fact that they don't have like the self heal, I think it like makes them a little bit more even. They're still tough. They're still difficult. Not easy by any measure. Perma slows are tough. Also, some of the tech that Tama does, where he pops like wall, beam, and you can get around the wall and you're just getting beamed and taking all that damage. That is not easy at all. But yeah, What I could do is, hold on. Did he give me a message? Okay, hold on. Let me join and I'll, oh wait, no mind. I think I got him, right? I think I got him. Okay, I was gonna try to see if I could join and then suggest. That works. Let's do Tiger's Peak. I think we'll do Tiger's Peak. A slightly bigger arena. I think that'd be really good. I think that'll be just fine. Oh, Cobra is here. Didn't realize Cobra is online. God damn. Okay, well we got a warlock for each then, huh? Well then. Well, la-di-da. Did I save the last arena? I don't know. I'm double checking. Are we gonna miss one on team 2 again? I'll make me so sad. Hopefully we don't miss one. Is it this time I think it's Zikari. I think he might have gotten Q or something. Potentially. But I have no idea. Which? Missing one on team 2. Hopefully they'll load in a bit. But otherwise, we do have Albert here. I miss Albert joining these, man. I'm glad he's back. Krager also in the Fury might be first up. We got ourselves Chris Red. Is that what that's supposed to be? Chris Red? No. C Red. C Red. I almost feel like he would have been able to swap the name letters around. It would have been like a name secret. That would have been awesome, actually. My waifu? That's his name, is my waifu. I had to read that one out loud. I like that dude's name. And then Cobra joining in. I like all these guys, all these green mounts here. Cracker getting blasted on bug grenades off the bat. Nikki eating a storm bolt in the opener. Try to see if he can somehow get away from Cracker, but as long as Cracker can stay on him, he'll be a-okay. Binding shot that is going to slow him down. Try to see if he can just stay without being slowed, and it's going to end up going for a disarm as Nikki is able to disengage. For Nikki, he still needs to get himself a proper go. Boomstick. Try to see if he can separate some of his bursts. There goes the big hit. Does he get himself the Sentinel? He does not. The fear goes through before that. And Cracker picking up as much health as he can. He knows that Chakram is going to do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, they're still going to connect while takedown is active, and that is a huge hit on the Kragar. He's able to live a huge portion of it, though, but he's not out of the woods yet. Netted down for a second. If Nikki has any damage that follows up after, any big damage that follows up after, that would be ideal for him. As Kragar does lock him down in the Storm Bolt for just a second. Reflective follow, Hunter's Mark, making sure that 3% additional damage is always on him. That is a good move, honestly. Kind of, might as well do it. Might as well do it. Actually, I wonder for PvP, was that initial, like, what, 5% at high health or 3% passively? What is better? I feel like the 5 extra % in burst, especially as you aim shot, probably is a little stronger, right? For the marksman hunter, used to get, like, opener, one shots, one bang. Having those hits empowered outpower was a little better with 5% than passive 3, but does end up taking him out. Yeah, as long as Cracker can live the full opener burst, he'll be mostly okay. Breaking out of that in cap with the Zerkers. Zhu Wen is in play, does go for a shockwave. He's waiting until Light Sweep is available after the, what is it called? The Rage Regen drops. Cracker, I don't know what kind of a heal he tried to do, what kind of a channel he tried to do, but he wasn't able to really do much about it. That is going to be so Zhu Wen just continue to do damage to him the entire time. Disarm to follow him. As Cracker at least does have himself in Rage Regeneration, his health is super low. He's actually in that almost nearly touch of death range. If Lemon is able to lock him down with another Fist of Fury, that's going to be pretty tough. And I think essentially that's what Cracker needs, is kind of a way to break the fists. That is like the one ability that's going to stop a lot of his goals. Big burst, Cracker getting kind of low. Again, Lemon tried to see if he can get him in touch of death range. Touch of death range, leaping away. Does he go? Stormbolt? Just try to do whatever he can. Touch of death, unfortunately, does still connect for Cracker. Whatever damage you go through right now, that's all you can do in the moment. You got mobility, he's just escaping you entirely. Yeah, Monk's Up movement, just not gonna let you touch him whatsoever. That is crazy. I was hoping he would somehow escape. Stormbolt did connect. I don't know if that, I don't think Lemon trinketed that, did he? Did he like close the gap, touch of death as a Stormbolt connected? Because it looked like Cracker sent the bolt, but it didn't react. It didn't actually land the stunning effect until a little bit later. Gonna be the Succubus catching the monk as soon as he closes the gap. Zhu Wen? No, it was like a proc of Zhu Wen, not a real Zhu Wen. Infernal coming down. So Cobra, as long as he's in a good spot, he'll be okay. Leg sweep on some of the spats. Actually quite a long sweep. as the Overlord does, or Orpheus rather, does also get hit. He's going to back up out of there completely and letting the Infernal do some damage. He's got himself at least Instacast. The Succubus does get the slowest perma on him. And as long as Cobra gets himself a good angle, he should be able to get decent damage out from around the pillar. Infernal, not going to feel good whatsoever. For Cobra, he needs a good angle right now. He needs a good angle. There is going to be a second Infernal dropping in from the Rain of Fire though. So it's going to add a little bit extra pressure. Succubus does catch him. Infernal's backing up out. That does give Cobra at least a cast. Gonna go for a bolt. Shadow Fury right after is going to be a Karma. Karma from afar. Fear to follow. Gonna try to see if he can reflect some of the damage back. Try to go for a full Soulfire. I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Soulfire is a little bit on a tougher end. Try to go for a knock into a sweep, or at least spinning crane kick. But it's going to be Cobra. Try to see if he can get himself a better angle. Sweep is available for Lemon. That is a Chaos Mother. That's going to add additional damage. Succubus catches him. Trinket to follow. First, as Cobra does have a wall for this one. Does he have Fort? Big heal. Fort is up. Gateway is available in case he needs it. Lemon is in execute range, by the way. So as long as he gets it with the Shadow Furies, like Shadow Burns rather, Cobra might be okay. He does need to get a Succubus CC onto Lemon at some point though. But he's going to need to move the Succubus to a better spot. It does need to have at least some range in order to be able to get a proper CC on him. He's just locking down the Succubus as best as he can, even going as far as to interrupt it. So for Cobra, he doesn't have any interrupts to worry about right now. Lemon is definitely on the back foot. Incap for a second. Does not go for Lexi. He just tried to see if he can avoid Cobra and the Succubus all at the same time. The Succubus just needs a good angle, I think, away from a corner. Another interrupt on the Succubus, and Cobra is just making sure he's got himself plenty of distance. I think at this point, Cobra is just waiting until the Succubus finally lands a good hit on him. That's all he can do in that situation, setting up a whole new gateway, so at least he's got a big plan B escape. Lemon able to recover quite a decent bit of health. Staying away from Succubus far enough where Elixir should be able to do some value. Is going to be some burst. Succubus catching him. Cobra with a Soulfire. As long as he combines the Soulfire with a big go, Infernal, Bolt right after. Huge hits are going to connect. Mortal Coil, Pitlord is in play. Into another stun, into another Bolt. Massive damage just eating away through Lemon's health bar. He's at least able to escape. As soon as he can stop the Warlock from casting spells directly, he's going to be a-okay. Cobra is in a great spot. He got himself a port in a great spot, as well as a gateway in case he ever needs to disengage. So he's in a he's in a great angle at the moment. If he goes for another bolt here, this might do him in. Fear. Karma. Karma. Reflected a little bit. Can reflect maybe some of that karma damage back in. Can't port in case he needs to. He's going to try to see if he can send Lemon away. Lemon is going to get sent. In cap for a second. No. Oh, Lexip is available. Actually, hold on. Cobra could be in a lot of trouble. This is a potential lots of damage off from Lemon. Does get him super low. Shadow Burn. He just needs a couple more of those. A couple more burns. Or just straight up hard cast a Soulfire. Interrupted. And Cobra is nowhere near a port. Cobra is in a rough spot. Trying to see if he can waddle over. So far, maybe it'll be enough. Oh my. The amount of damage Cobra plays with every one of his big casts is really impactful. A lot of his abilities in between of it don't really do as much, but every big cast is impactful. It's just finding that moment to land those big casts that is hard. That is hard. Rick, second to last, or for the team too. At the very least, he's got pets that he can build resources off of. And he's just going to keep building off of the Succubus while sending pets into Cobra the entire time. I mean, that Pit Lord, or Overfiend, Overlord. There's also a Tyrant rushing. That Tyrant did not get any value. He got one good hit. He got one good swing. That is unfortunate. Tragic, honestly. Actually, a little tragic. Succubus see on to Rick for a second. Does go for an axe toss to follow. Rick can still just continue to kind of up, I guess, the edge of the chain wall or fence, rather. I guess it's a fence, honestly. For the fear to follow him. He's got himself a little bit of CC. Locking down Cobra for a second. For Rick, he's going to need to find like a way to get all those pets onto Cobra into a reflect. It's going to be poured out for Rick. Cobra is trying to see if he can close the gap. Try to see if he can get himself a good setup here. Knockback on the Succubus at the very least that does connect. He does have himself more pets, but he's just going to go for full gateway. And Cobra is slowly but surely getting whittled down by these pets. It's not like they're doing a crazy amount of damage, but they're doing decent enough, and that's going to be a full Pit Lord. I don't even know where that guy spawned in. I think what Rick is doing right now is he's using the Succubus to generate resources off of that Succubus, and he's still getting those main Overfiend or Diablo's demons attacking Cobra every single time, even through the wall. Trinket to follow as Cobra try to see if he can get himself a go. Rick knows as long as he doesn't let Cobra cast those handful of very key spells, the big hitters, the big game changer spells, he's going to be okay. Warlock Hellstone, probably Cobra's last one. Mortal onto Rick with a reflect in case there's going to be follow-up. Axtos cannot reflect it. That's going to be a fear AoE to follow. Cobra does break out with Mortal and right after into a short fear to follow. Rick just needs a little more damage. A lot of his imps, unfortunately, are focused on Succubus rather than Cobra. Cobra with a stun around the corner does get himself a Soulfire. Rick didn't feel it. Dark Pact does at least help him absorb a huge portion of the damage. The pets are still leaping after Cobra. He cannot escape him. He literally cannot escape these pets. They're actually on him the entire time. Yeah, I thought he was going to be able to, and then I saw the Charhound leap up top. And that's just, I don't really know what he can do in this situation. He needs to find, like, Axtos just locking him down. Rick, I think, just established full optimal control here. There's not much that Cobra can do. One thing that Rick does not really have is a lot of immediate burst damage or enough, like, immediate damage. He always needs to ramp up some damage. Get a couple of soul shards, get a couple of pets, then he ramps up and gets himself a Diablo's even, then another one. Big Tyrant, all those pets. Once they're in play, then they're doing damage, but it takes a second to ramp up. And when Cobra is at no health whatsoever, like the Shadow Blow is like, please kill, please kill, please kill. Is the one spell that I have that can do immediate damage. Not even instantaneous. You know what I mean? Normally, I guess you would do it with Demon Bolts, but he just doesn't have access to as many Demon Bolts. He's not playing into the Harvester. Does try to see if he can escape Albert. And Albert, surrounded by all those demons, they've been ramped up. Trying to see if he can send Albert away. AMS is going to stop it. Rick kind of out in the open. May have to burn a wall here. Does go for another gateway. So Albert is in an okay spot for now. At least now that all the demons are starting to dissipate little by little. Rick is alright as well. At least for the time being. Does go for the fear, break it out of it really, really quickly. Legendborn does get used. Rick, Axtos to follow. Doesn't really have anything to follow up. He wants to go for Hand of Goldons, but he knows that Albert is going to be there to pressure him. He is going to go for a port. If anything for Rick, if you could find a way, yeah, the goal, if you could have that goal to like Hand of Freedom off of, or Hand of Goldon off of, that's perfect. Or Albert actually making sure to sacrifice the goal and summon a new one. Not to give Rick any more pets to attack. Just try to see if he can deal with the demons for just a little bit here with the first aid. Just for a little. But that Tyrant, I mean, once it's ramped up, is doing damage. Once his other pets are ramped up, they're doing damage. And Rick is just going to have to summon a fresh new one. We are 10 minutes, over 10 minutes into the match. 57% dampening. So for Rick, it's going to be interesting using the Riders of the Apocalypse and the Goal to summon up even more pets. Sending in Demon Doggos as well as an Overlord back behind the pillar. He's just going to keep adding additional pressure. And look, as long as the Ghoul is out, summoning a new Ghoul. He has to sacrifice the Ghoul just so he doesn't feed Rick any more resources, feed him any more damage, and he just can stabilize behind the pillar a little bit. What's the purple shield people are getting? Depends what you mean by that, Wes. The purple shield. If you're talking about like the void one, the one that's like blue, not really purple, then that is the... Depends, I guess, actually. Depends what shield you're talking about. If you're talking about that blue one, that is the embellishment. But if it's some other shield, like this thing, I would consider that more blue. But I guess it could like a shade of purple in a way. That's an embellishment. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I don't use it myself, but I'm pretty sure it's an embellishment. A lot of people seem to have it. It is going to be Rick taking him down with C-Red. C-Red up next. What is your name supposed to be? C-Red. Is that like a color maybe? Is that what it is? I almost feel like if he... Again, like I mentioned earlier, if you swap just letters, I almost want to call him Secret. Because I feel like that would have been a pretty cool name for a Demon Hunter. You know what I mean? But Devour in particular, lead charging in for a mile away. Unfortunately, unable to connect with Rick. He's not going to be able to get that dot damage, but he should be able to get the melee combo if he can never catch up. Secrets, oh, he's C-Red. I'm gonna mess him up. Rat, maybe? C-Red is taking so much damage either way though. It literally is, until he can catch up to Rick, the damage he's taking from the pets, the passive with the higher dampening, there's not much you can do. And it looks like Rick just straight up dog walked him. Unfortunately, does get himself shielded with a wall, so he actually committed quite a few defenses there with Kragar, or no, not Kragar. My wife is gonna be last one left. Will need to get himself an angle versus Rick. Does spear him down. Is going to be a gear into a Mortal Coil. Does break out of both of those. Trying to see if he can send Warrior away. Does at least put him back at a distance. Does have a gateway, I'm pretty sure. He might need to set up a fresh new one, possibly. Knocking him off the platform. That's actually kind of nice. Trading the Axtos. So he's actually just trying to see if he can control. The Warrior does go for a charge, which is going to take him all the way around the fence. and up the platform. And Rick does get himself a Warlock Hellstone. I don't think he has a Warlock gateway right now. Does he have a gateway? I can't really tell. I really can't tell. Fear for just a second. He's gotten some maybe damage. But is he playing Warlock Hellstone, or is he playing a weird different Hellstone for like haste? He might be playing the haste version of the Hellstone actually. He got some weird effect around his hands. I don't really know what that's supposed to be, but I'm wondering if that's it. My wife does take a lot of damage from this pet, spears him for just a second. Mortal Coil to follow. He's still surrounded by the army of demons. Unless he can get himself an angle, he might be cheat death proccing here potentially. And Rick just needs a little bit more damage. Just needs to let the pets do a little bit more. My wife would just pick up a little bit of health with the rallying cry. We'll need to turn the attention to start bloodthirsting these pets. I know at this high dampening, 76%, you're not really getting a lot of healing, but you need to use every global like as best as you can, even if you just bloodthirst spamming off these pets. Fear for just a second. Looks like it is going to be cheat death proc. Rick, no, doesn't get the cheat death proc, so I don't think he's running the talent. Unfortunate. Rick picks up 3, maybe 4. I need to double check. Might have actually gotten 4, but I'm not 100%. Mayhaps. I'll double check it later. Get us another going, boys. Yeah. Uno más. Oh, okay, never mind. I gotta do 4, 10. Johnny is already. We'll see if Cracker is ready. Because if Cracker is down to keep playing, I'm down. Go? Okay. We'll do... Is Blade's Edge Arena bad here? We'll do Lordaeron. I feel like Blade's Edge Arena with all those ports and monks is going to be pretty tough. So probably skip that and probably go back to random things like that. Probably do a little bit of both. I think it might be fine. Alrighty, let's see if we can get another going. Switch. Got ourselves Albert over the team 1. Man's ready to go. We got ourselves Cobra on that team. Cracker as well. See Red. I'm gonna mess up your name. Just not easy. And my wife, such a good name. Judah's back in here. We got ourselves Rick here as well. Beautiful mounts, rocking those. We got ourselves Stellar. We got ourselves Nikki. We got ourselves Lemon as well. Is that the mount you went with? For the or did you get this back at Shadowlands? I'm assuming this amount you went with. It's pretty cool. Like the red elemental. It's like a blood elemental in a sense. Or as close as we can get to a blood elemental. Although like a proper blood elemental as a mount would be sick. Think like the Jaina water elemental mount, but just like vampiric. Venthyr style. That'd be so sick. Like what am I thinking of? Revendreth style. Yeah, Revendreth style. Yeah. Karma immediately up. Lemon is actually being really aggressive with that Karma. Corbin's using every bit of mobility to try to escape. Mortal Coil does connect. I don't think he's going to be able to go for second BCC. Does land a big hit with an Infernal. Chaos Bolt right after. Try to go for a kick. Does not connect. It's actually going to be a freebie Chaos Bolt right after. And Lemon is going to go for looks like defenses just to see if he can toughen up and take the damage to the face. Yeah, Forbru is in play. Try to see if he can deal with the damage taken. Corbett is going to go for a quick heal. Warlock Hellstone at the very least. Get another bolt. As long as Lemon does not have a kick, Corbett can just keep slamming damage into him. But he's going to go for mobility to try to see if he can escape the monk as best as possible. No Karma available, so Lemon actually might be in a bit of a tough spot. Vampires behind the pillar. Try to see if he can get himself a little bit of health. Corbett does pick up a massive shield too. And for Lemon, if he gets in the line of sight of Cobra and he has burns, it might be rough. Does go for a kick on a succubus. We'll have a leg sweep for Cobra, so Cobra just needs to be very, very careful with it. Does go for Mortal Coil immediately. Bolt, insta. Oh, it is over. Yeah, bolt into an immediate Shadowburn crash. There's not much you can do, especially with all that additional damage. Chaos Mother does join in, adding damage to Judah, so he's going to go for an AMS completely, try to see if he can block off those hits. AMS is going to keep him standing on next to Cobra. Wall was not enough for the Warlock to deal with the death. That damage does get a kick last second. Let's try to figure out who's going to be up next. It is going to be my waifu insta up next with Judas. Trying to see if we can back up out of there. Are you actually playing dual wield, or is this some kind of weird mod going on here? Because I don't think I've seen. I think normally normal Frost DK is two-handed for better obliterates, or is there some value with this? There might be some value actually. Maybe he's playing into that one frost strike that cleaves, that transforms from time to time, because that thing can do a lot of damage. It's like a nice combo hit, but it can't do a ton of damage. Try to see if we can go for the scythe. Waifu is gonna go for CC. Breakout for it for Judas. Waifu getting kind of low on health. Actually, might be in that execute range. Judas actually looking kind of sort of steady. Waifu may need to use something, anything here to re-engage. Does go for a leap charge with immediate Wraith Walk to escape the charge route. As Judas try to see if he can break away from this for a second. He just needs to build up for another big scythe, and you'll be golden. Avatar procket from Waifu, trying to see if he can just stay on him as best as possible, and Judas backing up out of there. He does have silence, so you could use it to possibly prevent a rallying cry for Waifu, but he does need to play a little bit more steady. Second wind kicking in, so unless you do some damage to him, that health bar is going to recover. You definitely got to make sure, even if you go for CC, hit him with a howling, like Howl of Frost. You got to hit him with a bit of the icy touch. It's going to be a Waifu. I think proccing the cheat death, so Judas is just trying to see if he can escape it. Just trying to survive long enough. IBF is going to be able to get himself one more death strike just to escape death. And immediately going to be walking into Albert. Unholy Death Knight. Judas catching up quite a decent bit of health overall. Does end up going for a death back here. And it's going to use slows in order to get away from Albert as best as fast as possible. All Albert needs is full army. Pet empowered. Stun around the corner. For Judas, I don't really know how you escape this unless you have a blind, which doesn't look like he has it for a while. Dome is going to be somewhat helpful, semi-helpful against magic damage, but still a lot of the physical damage from the pets does not feel great at all. Wraith Walk, yeah. It's just not much you can do. Once the army is in and it's marching at you, there's just not much you can do in that situation. Who's up next? Is it going to be the Feral Druid? Stellari? Is it going to be Rick? He's trying to see if we can optimize the Mog here. Or is it going to be Nikki by chance? Because one of you guys got to go. One of you guys got to go. Is it the Feral? No, it looks like it is going to be Rick. Yeah. Albert. Actually, he almost got all the cooldowns. Actually, if Albert waits 45 seconds, he will be in a great spot. Last time though with Rick, it was a little bit tough because catching up to Rick with the pillars in Tiger's Peak was not easy. Not easy, especially with a gateway. So for Albert, a lot of his pets kind of lost a lot of their momentum. But in a much smaller arena like Ruins of Lordwan, I think this is where it actually could be a decent opportunity for him overall. As Rick, he's just trying to hang back. He's not rushing at him. He's perfectly fine just chilling. And Albert is fine just waiting. So it is going to be army. I think it might come down to army versus army. If Albert can break out a CC and disrupt Rick enough so Rick cannot get all these pets up and running, he might be in a great spot. Rick does have a gateway set up between the middle of the arena and the room. He's trying to see if he can get himself a good angle. It's going to be immediate axe toss as soon as he tries to see if he can make some sort of an approach. Mortal connects, but he has AMS ready for it. Gripping Rick in immediately. IBF, so he cannot really be CC'd at all. Rick ports away. You know he's going to go for a gateway. Unfortunately, unless you have Lidborn, does go for Lidborn. Needs to find a way to get Rick back in. Rick will be able to gateway again, so that's all the pets. Actually, he's going to go for distance in that gateway. He's going to make as much distance as he can from all those pets, and unfortunately for Albert, a lot of his pet damage is gone. A lot of those undeads, they're falling apart. Riders, all dissipated. The only one that's still in play is his main ghoul, which doesn't have a leave aside, as well as the A-bomb, which is going to get a couple of swings and then it disappear as well. So for Albert, unfortunately, I thought Rick was going to try to use the gateway to port out and then back in, but he's actually ported out, set up a gateway, and go the distance. That actually is the smart play. That is actually a much smarter play than I thought. So for Albert right now, he's trying to do whatever he can with those pets, but yeah, right now he's in not an amazing spot. He's got to wait until another big go. Silence onto Rick, trying to see if he can make some damage happen. He's got a decent bit of summons for Riders. If he can just keep the pressure going in, he might be okay. AMS in order to cover for any kind of CC from Rick. Rick just dropping in even more pets than ever before. Mortal Coil right after. That is going to be a big old Pit Lord adding additional damage. Massive Hand of Gul'dan, or whatever the Pit Lord provides you, that version of Hand of Gul'dan. The Meteor. Called Meteor? I don't remember what it's called. Chaos something? I forget. I know there's Infernal Bolt from Chaos Mother. And the other one is... I don't remember. But it's whatever spell you get from the Pit Lord. But for Rick, yeah, he just got... As long as he's got undeads that he can build resources off of and handle Gul'dan over and over and over, that's going to be more pets that are sent by Rick and then swapped over towards Albert. He's going to try to see if he can put him out in the open. AMS. Army of the Dead is active. Silence on Rick. Right now, this is where Albert just needs to keep Rick in play, keep him slowed, and Albert actually could just run away. He could line aside this. Honestly, may not be the worst. All for Mortal Coil, Hand of Gul'dan's. I feel like got to slow into Rick, keep him out, let the pets take care of him. Let the pets take care of him. Cannot grip him for a second. If you can disrupt him. Actually, Albert might win this. Hold on, that's a lot of undeads. One more claw. One more hit. Oh, Albert does bring it back. Oh, I honestly thought it was going to be impossible for the Unholy Death Knight to win that. Because after the play that Rick did, just gatewaying out of the room and then to the other side of the arena, all the way to the other team's home base, I thought it was over. But Albert played it very, very patiently. And it looks like he was able to summon up the army. And by then, Rick did not have gateway until it was too late. And that was just more than enough damage. All those pets did work. I honestly thought Albert could have just like Chain of Ice hung behind the cart and just let the pets work. But I think it was really trying to make every single one of those Clawing Shadows and Death Coils really stick. Krager up next versus Stellar. As Stellar did not really have much of a need to push in too many cooldowns to knock over Albert, who was basically just on his last leg. Krager actually getting the Feral in that execute range really fast. Roar, breaking out of it, can reflect it. Oh my god, like a guillotine coming down, chopping right through him. Mickey's the last one left. Does Krager find a way out of this? Because he is not in a great spot. His health is going to be in jeopardy. Trying to use every defensive he can. Reflect literally to dampen whatever magic damage he can. Shields are up. Disarm to try to see if he can remove the gun. But the gun is not a weapon for Nikki. It is just a side thing. It's a sidearm. Does get stunned for a second. Doesn't sit long though. Stormbolt onto Nikki. Does Krager have enough damage or healing? One of those two. He needs something, anything. Nikki and him are both very, very low. Oh, and Krager does use the weapon throw at the end for the execute hit. That was beautiful. I didn't realize Albert got two there. Well done, well done. He did really good. Excellent job. Excellent play, my friend. Excellent play. Alrighty. Well, with that, boys, how are we feeling? Actually, with that, I'm thinking we call it. I'm thinking with that, we call it, boys. With that one, we take it easy. I think. Ready? Technically, you are ready, but I'm thinking we take it easy. Mostly because last night I didn't really get much sleep, so I think I really should rest a little and also need to get some food and some work done. So I'm thinking we call it for now. I think we had a bunch of games here and I really, really enjoyed them. I'm thinking we go for the night. Yeah, no. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I do need a break for a bit. I'm gonna let Krager know. I'm gonna let him know for now we're good. We are good. I need a break. Last night I ended up staying up longer than I wanted to. And I've been feeling this weird tingling in my right foot, the one that's been like recovering for the last couple of months. I'll let Johnny know too. We will. Need a health break. Yeah, well, let's call it with a health break. We'll just call it with a health break. My foot is randomly tingling. That usually is not a good sign, so I'm just gonna go try to take it easy. I think I might have been between yesterday and today so far, it's sitting a lot, so maybe it's like I just need to get the blood flow going. That might be what it comes down to, honestly. That or somehow hurt myself and I'm just not realizing it, and it's gonna I'm gonna feel it tomorrow. One of those two, honestly. One of those two. Is there a barbershop at Silvermoon? There is. It's kind of near-ish the front gate. But closer to the... Okay, yeah. No problem. Take it easy now. Take it easy, boys. Hopefully nothing bad. Yeah, I'm hoping. I have not been going to my Cairo. I was supposed to go this week, but my sleep was not great. Everything has been going fine. Everything has been going smoothly. But yeah, I'm just going to take it easy for now. And worst to worst, I'll come back to my chiropractor like Monday or something. See if maybe if it's an adjustment thing or whatever. But yeah, my foot has been feeling really, really good. been recovering. I mean, I'm walking. I'm going to the pool, right? I don't feel like any pressure or anything weird. Sometimes I do get like a weird tingly feeling, and I'm like, every time I feel that, I'm like, ooh, I don't know what causes it. Whenever it's gone, I'm happy, but when it's back, I'm like, I probably should be taking it easy. You know what I mean? It's like if you want to look at it, it's kind of like a barometer for me of, okay, something's happening. I might want to pay attention. I'm not too worried, but like, I'd rather take it easy. Last night, bro, oh my god, playing D&D, we were going for a while. Karga? Is that a random bot name again? No, level 80 is not a random bot. It's like an actual player. Apparently. Nahu? Kind of like the name. Wait. Isn't that's a slur in Russian? I think it might be. Not slur, but like derogative word? I don't really know. I think I'm running BG3 with D&D rule set. Yeah, hold on. Is there a mod for a D&D rule set? Because that'd be fun. Yeah, I actually got a bunch of mods for D&D or for BG3. We got more feats, more subclasses, all that. I was gonna mess around with it because I've been enjoying D&D, but we don't have sessions all the time. So like whenever I can't play, I'm like craving to play. BG3 is the closest thing I got. So it's really fun. Newest D&D rule set with new class and rules. The newest. Oh, the newest. Oh, the okay, yeah. I don't play the newest. I play the. What do I play in my group? It's like the 2014 version, the original, not the 5.5, but the 5.0 version. Yeah. I did see a mod for the newest rule set. I don't know if it's any good. I think 5.5. Yeah, it gotta be 5.5. So for the longest time it was on 5.0, and they made 5.5, and there was a bunch of rules that people liked and didn't. But 5.0 was probably really good. I don't know. I might want to give 5.5 a try then, because that mod does seem to like overhaul the entire game and everything. So maybe if it's kind of more or less closed, that could be fun. But apparently they did stuff with rogues, so you just don't sneak attack all the time. You actually do other things too, and that's weird. Maybe it's better. Maybe I just need to give it a try. But yeah, you guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch all of you tomorrow. Is maybe, but probably unlikely. NA duels have been so slow that what I might do is I might just take the weekend to get some video stuff out of the way, and basically I'm waiting until 12:07. That'll be fun. You guys have a wonderful one. Alrighty, boys. Peace.
Beyond infinity and back again. I'm to them. Young dog and I talking. You know why see me shine? Don't vex when you get married. Me nah make trouble stress my brain. Cut checks me, I cut to the chase. Star never second hand, never second man, never stopping for a second, talking up on the line. Look a jump and sound, I go try and make statement. Don't test my patience. Try I drop the heat. East, you know want see me shine. Don't vex when you get married. Me now make trouble stress my brain. Cut checks, me I cut to the chase. Start never second hand, never second in command. Never stopping for a second, talking with one in a hand. You can jump and sound.